Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hustlers, makers, and content creators, welcome to another Sunday night YouTuber Hangout, YouTuber Q&A, if you will. My name is Dee, and tonight I'm going to answer your questions about YouTube, how to grow on YouTube, how to get subscribers, how to build your online presence, the gear you need, all that good stuff. And if you do have a question, look at the pinned comment in the chat or head down to the description. I've got a link that's going to open up a form. Please drop your question in the form to guarantee that I actually see your question, because I'm not always looking in the chat if you're asking your questions there. There's a good chance I'm not gonna see it. How's everybody doing? How is your week? How has your weekend been? Sunday, it's just cruising by. The time is just flying by. And Zane wants to go to sleep. Zane, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Doug, how you doing? Nice to see you in here. Listen, I'm gonna power through these questions today. They're already piling up because I posted the stream earlier than I usually do. So I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right into the first question while you guys are telling me how your week has been. And I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna see how you guys are doing a little bit later in there. So the first question comes from Getting It Done North of 7, who says, I'm new to your channel. Okay, so first of all, welcome. And I really enjoy your live streams. Thank you, glad to hear that. Very helpful. Question, do you edit videos more on your mobile than laptop? Do you find that editing videos on your mobile is as easy as editing from your laptop? That's a great question, and there's no straight answer. It depends on what I'm doing. So I have an iPad, iPad Pro, I have iPhone, I have an Android, and I have a laptop. I generally don't like to edit on my phone unless it's short form content. So if it's anything for short form content like TikTok, Instagram, any of that stuff, it's happening on my phone. If it's happening for a YouTube video, it's either going down on my laptop or it's going down on my iPad. So that's kind of my flow. It depends on what I'm working on. It depends on, because I make content for other channels. It depends on, do I need a simple edit? Do I need more complex edits? So it comes down to this: choose the tools that you're the most efficient with. If that's a phone, use a phone. If it's an iPad, it's an iPad. If it's a laptop or a computer, run with that. There is no right or wrong way. It just comes down to what your needs are as an editor and which one you're the most efficient with. That's a great question, by the way. Moving on to the next question. I'm going to jump over here really quick, see what's going on in the chat. Hey, you do it. What's going on? Sweeney Dunson, how you doing, sir? Nice to see you in here. Mutton Nuts, how you doing? Of course, Paul Peck Drywall Tube, sir, how you doing? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Yo Gami, how you doing? All right, moving on. Next question comes from Zane Shah. Man, I hope you're doing well, man. Says, love you, man. I love you too. Number one, oh, these are great questions. These are great questions. Okay, number one, how to have courage to post a slow burner video. Now, for those of you who have had channels around for a while, and you know, if you have your finger on the pulse of your channel, you know the type of videos that are going to do well, and you generally know the type of videos that are not going to do well. But sometimes you have to make those videos to help answer questions or to help people get over particular hurdles and that sort of thing. So how do you get the courage to post slow burners? You just have to suck it up and do it. I go through this all the time, right? Like I know the videos that are going to put the pedal to the metal and bring in a ton of views and pile in subscribers and watch time and all of that. And then I suffer through just like everybody else does when I go, this is not going to be a popular video, but I find myself answering this question a lot in my comments. So I'm just going to make a video to answer that question, and I can direct people over to the video. Or it might be kind of a part 2 to another video that I've worked on, where it's like part 1 was pretty good, but I know part 2, it needs to be made, but it's not necessarily going to be the best video in terms of overall views, but I do it anyway. So I would say this: suck it up and put your community first, right? Instead of thinking about the views, instead of thinking about subscribers, think about, will this be helpful to my community? Will this be helpful to people who don't know about my channel yet, and they're just finding me because this solved their problem? If the answer is yes, it will help your community. If the answer is yes, it will help people who don't even know you yet solve their problems. Make the video. Make the video. Now, of course, you don't want to make too many of these videos, and you definitely don't want to do it in a row, because that can kind of trend your entire channel heading down. So pepper those in and spread them out a little bit so you don't have a bunch of videos that are going to trend everything going down. You know, toss those out here and there. Great question. Part 2 to that. How not to care about existing subscribers when it comes to covering the same topic with fresh take for new subscribers. Okay, that's another great question. Okay, so you have to care about your community, you have to care about your subscribers, but at the same time, here, watch this. By show of hands, and I see a super chat, it looks like I'll address that here in a second. By show of hands, and nobody lie here, right? This is an honest question so I can prove my point. How many people in here have watched every video on my channel? I've got well over 100 videos. How many people have watched every single video on my channel? Probably nobody, and that's okay. So if you're worried about, I already made this video last year, are my subscribers gonna see that video again, and is it okay to make that video? The answer is yes, because as you're going to see here, probably, of course, Sweeney Dunstan has, but you're going to find that most people haven't watched every video on your channel. And even if they watch a lot of your content based on their schedule, based on YouTube notifications or the lack of YouTube notifications, there's a good chance they missed one of those previous videos. So, if you need to make a different video every year, just make the video. Just make the video. No, sorry. Well, no, but that's okay. I don't expect people to watch every video. That's the thing. We watch the videos that are relevant to us. We watch the videos that are helpful to us. I would hope nobody watches all of my videos. Sorry, Sweeney, but Doug, yeah, I would like to, but they sneak by sometimes. Yeah, absolutely. We watch the videos that we need to watch. All right, I think we got a super chat here. Women Blazing Trails coming in with the super chat.
Super chat.
Thank you so much for the super chat. Kicking it off right. Hope you're doing well. Getting it done north of 7 says, what is a slow burner? A slow burner means a video that is not going to perform well out of the gate. It means you upload it and you're not going to get a lot of views. Or it means that a video... Okay, if you're getting search-based traffic, that means you probably have a utility channel. You're teaching people how to do things. You're making tutorials. People are going to YouTube searching, how do I tie a tie, right? And then you find a utility type video. Oh, this video teaches me how to tie a tie. Those types of videos, those generally don't end up on your homepage on YouTube. Those usually come from when people are searching how to tie a tie, right? And you get search-based traffic on that. So when you upload a video, and if you primarily get a lot of search-based traffic, or even if that particular video is made for search-based traffic, it can take sometimes several months before you publish, and it ends up ranking well for search traffic. So a slow burner can mean something that's just not gonna get a lot of views, or something that's not gonna get a lot of views out of the gate, and over time, it's gonna accumulate those views. Tommy Bernard, how you doing, sir? Nice to see you in here. Sammy Superstar, how you doing, sir? Pixelpia, how you doing? Sammy, I thought you were a channel member. Oh, you must have canceled and come back.
Welcome to the Niminati.
Welcome back, little brother. Nice to see you again. My new mission is to watch all of your videos. Don't do it. Don't waste your time doing that. I would much rather, here's the thing. I would much rather you guys watch the videos that you need to watch and then go apply that to your own content. Because if you're spending your time watching well over 100 of my videos, that's stealing your time away for videos that you don't necessarily need to watch. So don't do that. Hey, Art Vandalay, how you doing? Nice to see you in here. Let's see, moving on to the next question. I love questions. I love starting the stream off strong with great questions. Next question comes from Yo-Yo Gami, who says, how do I get noticed on YouTube? Like pulling your channel up here, Yo-Yo Gami, how do you get noticed? Well, first and foremost, and we talked about this before, you're getting lazy, right? You know me, I'm gonna tell you straight, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. You're getting lazy on your thumbnails. You've got like the last 6 or 7 or 8 thumbnails where you're really getting lazy with your thumbnails. So thumbnails, you have to put the time in for your thumbnails or nobody's gonna click in the first place. You're making the right type of videos, for example, how to make a paper hat. Okay, that's something that somebody could be searching for, but could you make that a little bit more, like your competition's gonna be fierce for how to make a paper hat. What about how to make a paper hat out of construction paper or out of aluminum foil, out of right? Think of cardboard. Think of different things you can do to target a more niche audience, because when you have a smaller channel like that, when you're just like how to make a paper hat, your competition is going to be fierce. So take it another level deep with the topics that you're making. And again, don't get lazy in your thumbnails. And you haven't uploaded in 3 weeks, so you need to be consistent, right? You need to make good thumbnails. Your topics could use a little bit of work. And just keep going. You've only been at this for a little bit of time, so keep going. And you're young, so keep going. You're going to get noticed. This is just going to take a while. You're going to have to fine tune your channel. I mean, you're under the age of 18. You have plenty of time to figure out who you're going to be on the platform. So just keep going. Sammy coming in with a super chat.
Super chat.
My card had an error. That's why. Right on, man. Welcome back. I'm glad to see you back. Not worried about the error. Thank you. And we got another super chat. Blind man walking.
Super chat.
Thank you so much. I appreciate all the super chats. Hey, Tish, how you doing? I think I've watched all of his videos. No. I mean, I appreciate that, but yeah. Yeah, Paul Peck, yeah. I mean, how to make a tinfoil hat. Yeah, how to make a tinfoil hat. That would actually be a fun video, especially in this day and age. There's a lot to talk about in regards to tinfoil hats. All right, next question. And by the way, for those of you who are just joining us, welcome. By the way, I'm answering your questions today about YouTube. Look at the pinned comment in the description, in the chat, or look down in the description. I've got a link to a form, a Google document, basically. You can ask your question there. I will turn this off at a certain point in time because it gets too many. So there's plenty of room for questions now. Run on in there and drop your question. Next question comes from Mr. Rolex. It says, I do everything you say. See, here's the thing. Anytime I get a question that starts with, I do everything you say, then it says, no views, fam, question mark. What's up with your info? Wrong. Oh boy. Yep, you wanted to be put on blast today, so you're going to get put on blast. Doing everything you said. All right. Now, you might be doing this. Hey, Shelly, how you doing? Now, you might be doing this just to try to get a shout out, maybe, but I'm going to put you on blast here anyway, because this, sir, is not doing everything I say. Thumbnails and titles and consistency, and you're doing absolutely nothing. Anyone says, I hope you enjoyed your shout out. Have a nice day. Go through the YouTube Creator Academy, because it's going to teach you all of the things that you actually need to do, because obviously the words I'm saying to you aren't getting in your ear holes. So head over to the YouTube Creator Academy. It's a free course created by YouTube that can teach you what YouTube expects out of you, because you're doing all the wrong things. All the wrong things. Hey, Brendan, how you doing? Heavy Metal Chef, what's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well. Next question comes from Woman Blazing Trails. Sorry, D, this might be a tad long. Oh, here we go. No, it's actually not too long. My apologies. So I have a video about taking a bus here in Guatemala that has hardly 100 views. It's tagged, keyworded, thumbnails, etc. There are other YouTubers who also have a video with the same content, yet his video has almost 200,000 views with no thumbnail, no tags, no keywords in the description. Okay, I'm going to pause right here for a second and let this moment kind of help everybody understand what's going on here, okay? You have all the tags, all the keywords, thumbnails, etc. You're not gaining ground. Now, I'm actually going to go and look at your channel here in a second, but I'm just going to talk about some surface things first. The competitor, we'll just call him that, has 200,000 views on the same video, no thumbnail, no tags, no keywords in the description, okay? So knowing that, what does that tell us? They've got nothing going on there, right? There's no tags. They don't have anything. It means the video is the king or the queen, however you want to frame that. It means the actual video itself is on fire, or it means they have a built-in community. And I don't know what that video is, but they might have a much larger channel than yours. They might have channel authority on a particular niche. Like their channel could be the authority on Guatemala. Anything they upload is going to do well because they have a built-in fan base. Or it means that even though they don't have a custom thumbnail, that screenshot thumbnail still has a high click-through rate, right? So if they're outperforming you and they don't have the tags, they don't have the keywords, right? That should show you how little that stuff actually matters, right? The thumbnail, even though it's not custom, could still be outperforming yours. Your click-through rate could be a lot lower than you. It doesn't have to be a lot lower. It just has to be lower than theirs, right? They're getting more views than you. Their average view duration, or the length people are watching their video, is going to be longer than yours. So their video is succeeding because the video is doing really well, and probably the thumbnail too, right? So your click-through rate's probably lower than theirs, and the length that people are watching your video is lower than theirs, right? Tags don't matter a whole lot. The keywords and all of that really doesn't matter a whole lot, especially if they have a built-in fan base. So you see, I can't figure out why there's such a huge difference between views and engagement. You might think this is an anomaly. I'm puzzled by this. I'm not comparing myself to him. I don't do that. I just wonder what the difference is. Yeah, so that's the difference, right? It all comes down to this. Like if I were to say, everybody just focus on these two metrics. And of course, you can go deeper than this. I'm not saying this is the only way to do it. But if I want to strip all the analytics away and say, if you're just coming onto YouTube, if you're trying to build up momentum, you're trying to figure out how to get things going and get out of the mud, and I'm going to say focus on these two things. I'm going to say focus on getting people to click your thumbnails more. Focus on getting people to watch your videos longer, right? Those are the two metrics that are really going to move the needle in terms of how your video gets recommended out to YouTube. Whatever if it's suggested traffic, browse traffic, search traffic, more clicks, longer views than your competitors. Well, it's not even that people who are competing for, in your case, it's how to ride a bus in Guatemala, assuming that's your title, right? There's probably a lot of people making videos for how to ride a bus in Guatemala. So you're competing against those videos, but you're also competing against the videos that YouTube thinks the viewer wants to watch next that might not be how to ride a bus in Guatemala. So there's some competition going on there. So you have to outperform them if you want to get ahead of them in terms of being recommended. So I hope that answers your question, right? The tags, you can take them out. You can take them out. Like everybody in here, we've all seen viral videos, no tags whatsoever, just a screen grab of a thumbnail. Some of them don't even have descriptions, nothing whatsoever. But the video, people are interested in it. It holds their attention. People watch a really long time in the video. The topic is on point, and therefore it ends up becoming a viral video. So thanks, Brandon. Yeah, hit that smash button. YouTube's going to take the dislike away. So I think we are still going to get the thumbs up. So how do you guys feel about that? How do you feel about YouTube taking away the thumbs down button, the dislike button? How do you guys feel about that? Pixelpia. Thank you. Next time I will wait at least 15 minutes before I need some funk. That's what I'm talking about. I withheld this song just for you. Thank you so much. Hey, Tim, how you doing, man? Nice to see you in here. Let me see here. You liked it. Hey, Neil, how you doing, man? Nice to see you in here. Hope you're doing well. Cool. Sweetie Dunson says it's fine by me. Heavy Metal Chef says, cool. I think it's a great idea. Yeah, I see a lot of people getting upset on Twitter about that. Like, you can't take away that, that's how we can thumbs up and thumbs down. But like, just, that's where social media is heading. Get used to it. Got another super chat.
Super chat.
Thank you, Blind Man Walking. Says average view duration or audience retention, like an either or, both, right? Because back to what I was just saying before, in terms of ranking, in terms of YouTube recommending your videos, YouTube trying to figure out what the viewer wants to watch next. If YouTube thinks that your video is a type of video that the viewer wants to watch next, it could be something they're searching for. It could be something that they're just trying to put in front of them. You're competing with a bunch of other videos. So you want to outclick them. You want to get a better average view duration. You want to get better audience retention. You want those metrics to move on that. When I talk about people watching your videos, like get people to watch longer, I do lump in average view duration and retention into that because it comes down to the same thing. You're getting people to watch longer. At the end of the day, that's the goal. Get them to click more, get them to watch longer, whatever metric you want to look at to make that happen. Let's see. Neil says, you have to check my knob. Doug and Paul were impressed. What? Neil, man, I check your knob. It's too early for that, Neil. It's too early for that. Okay, next question. Next question is Mr. Hatman. It says, I'm looking for JV partners and case studies with my software. How can I reach more influencers on YouTube for collaboration? I'm fully monetized, just not yet at 100,000 subscribers. I'm a musician and video blogger, and my software is about SEO and boosting social media engagement. Okay, I'm just going to have a peek at your channel here, and you're wanting to know how to reach influencers. Hold on, I'm going to look at see what's happening here in your channel. Okay, so yeah, so Mr. Hatman, if you linked the correct video, so what you're going to have to do, so if you're making a tool that revolves around SEO and how to grow your social media presence, you're going to need a second channel for that. You don't want to lump that into the Mr. Hatman channel because you've got a hodgepodge of different type of content over there. You want to create your own entity on YouTube, your own Twitter account, your own Facebook account, your own whatever, right? This needs to be a standalone entity. And then you go out and start contacting the educators in that space, right? So let's say your tool works with YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Go out and find people who are educators in that space and try to reach out to them and say, hey, I would love to do a collab with you. I would love to pay you to have, to do videos about this, but here's what's going to happen. A lot of people, you're either not going to get a reply. A lot of people are going to say no because you're an unknown coming into this. And it's a big ask to have someone who's an educator in the space try a new tool, install something new, and especially, and by the way, don't take this wrong way, I'm not saying you're a scammer, but there are a ton of scams going around right now, and they've been going around for a while, where people are trying to get different influencers to install different software or browser extensions, and people are getting their channels hacked that way. So I would say the best thing to do is just try to build one relationship at a time. All you need is one person that's an educator in one of those areas where people kind of know them, just to have a look at your product. Just start the conversation. Hey, here's 6 months or a year free access to this. Just check it out and give me some feedback. Here's a year, or here's a lifetime. Here's a lifetime. You know what? If somebody hit me up and said, here's lifetime, I would love to give you lifetime access to my tool. Could you please just have a look at it and tell me what you think about it? I can't guarantee I would, but I can't guarantee I'd be interested, but I would have a peek. And if it looked like it was something that could be helpful to people that in my community, right? Then we could have that conversation more, right? Like, hey, here's a lifetime access. I would love some feedback, or do you think this would be helpful? Some people are going to take a look. Some people are not going to take a look, and just start to build that relationship that way. Take any feedback that they give you. And then if you want them to start making videos about it, once they understand the tool, then offer them money for it, right? That would be the way to move forward on that. But it's not going to be easy, but it can be done. Network, and try to become part of all the communities that you can, where all the educators and all the different platforms are. Next question comes from Steve Crafter, who says, how to make a better gaming content. I seem to, I'm just going to look here at your channel. I seem to say the same thing about gamers every single time. And here's what I have to say about gamers. If you have a gaming channel, first of all, represent. Type in yes if you have a gaming channel in the chat right now. I want to see how many gamers are in here right now. Hey, Walter's World. What's going on, Mark? Hope you're doing well. That's right, man. Mark, I bet you just can't wait to get back on the road again. My girlfriend and I were just talking about this. Gosh, we talk about this like every other day. We're daydreaming. Where are we going to go first? We're thinking about renting a van, hitting New Zealand, going checking out the Southern Lights if the season it works for that. Car detailing channel, how you doing? What are gamers? We have got some gamers in here. Of course, Sweeney Dunstan. Yeah, so here's the thing about gaming. And I say the same thing about gamers pretty much on every single stream. If you are going to have a gaming channel, the last thing you want to do is simply say, watch me play the game. Watch me play the game. Good luck with that, because there are millions of people who are better than you trying to get people to get them to watch and play the game. So you need to either be, right? A, you need to dominate the game. You need to be a fantastic player, win competitions, just destroy the game where people are like, this guy's or girl is just an amazing player, right? Or you need to teach people how to play the game, teach people how to beat the game, teach people how to start the game, right? There's all sorts of levels of education there where you can teach people how to play the game or games. 3, you need to bring something new to the table, and that could be some new personality, right? I talk about Dr. Disrespect a lot because I think he probably does it better than anyone else in terms of bringing this over-the-top, larger-than-life personality to gaming, and he's also good at gaming, right? But his character is like a professional wrestler turned gamer, right? Completely over the top, but he dominates, right? He brought this character to gaming. So you're going to have to figure out something to do. And if you're just doing watching me play a game, you're going to get lost in the sea of gamers because you're not doing anything different. So you got to figure out, how can I be different? How can I stand out? And you need to lean on one of those things. Now, if you're just playing games because you just want to have fun and you don't care about growing your channel, ignore everything that I just said. But if your goal is to build a successful YouTube channel, like, hey, I want to be a YouTuber, I want to be a gamer, I want to make money gaming, then you're going to have to lean into one of those things. Tish says, if I were a gamer, the title would be Watch Me Horribly Play This Game. Caution, swears would be said. Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of things that you can do, all kinds of different angles. You don't have to be the best game. You could be the worst gamer, but that could be the thing that you bring to the table, right? You got to have to think about, what can I bring to the table that everybody else and their brother and their sister and their mother and their father is not already doing, or very few people are doing it. Mark says, yes, bring something new. No one goes to McDonald's they go to BK for a Whopper, Wendy's for a Frosty, Culver's for cheese curd. Oh, Culver's, man, they get the best milkshakes. They all have their own thing. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. All right, next question. And by the way, that applies to every gamer. That applies to every game, right? Like you have to think, what can I do to stand out? And if your thumbnails look like every other gamer's thumbnails, and if your editing looks like every other gamer's editing, and your theme looks like every other gamer's theme, and how you conduct yourself during the live stream or during your edits, it's just like every other gamer, or you're trying to be the next ninja, or like, everybody's doing that. Everybody is doing that. So you're going to have to think of a way how if you're trying to bring something new to the table, how can you get your personality into that to where you're not a copy of one of these people, right? But yeah, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. You get your work cut out for you, but you can definitely do it. Next question. Famous KC says, how do you view your total watch hours? And do you think it's a good idea to make your YouTube videos longer? I make mine 10 minutes. Okay, you can view your total watch hours inside of YouTube Studio. You can look at your views by lifetime, right? You can 24 hours, 7 days, 90 days, lifetime, 365. You can sort that way. Is it a good idea to make your videos longer? No. Make your videos as long as they need to be. There's nothing worse than watching a video, trying to watch a video where you can tell they're just milking it, trying to get as much watch time as possible, trying to get a longer video. Don't do that. Make your videos as long as they have to be. Use your data to help you. Go look at your audience retention report. It's going to show you a graph. It's going to show you where people are leaving. If you're making a 10-minute video and only 20% of the people are making it to the end of that video, your video is entirely way too long. You've got to look at your videos, look at the averages and say, okay, my videos are 10 minutes long, but like only 20 or 30% are finishing this out, or 10% or 5%. Shrink that video down, make it as long as it has to be, and aim. It's not always easier to hit, but just like a basement floor level, try to aim for 50% for the amount of people that are completing your video. Not always easy, but make that a goal to aim for, right? Make them as long as they need to be. Don't think they got to be 10 minutes. They got to be 12 minutes, as long as they need to be. If that's 3 minutes, cool. If it's 20 minutes, cool, as long as they need to be, But then again, if people aren't watching them to the end, make them shorter anyway. Sometimes they need to be shorter than how long they should be based on your lack of skills as a creator. You know, if you're new to YouTube and you don't know how to edit yet, you don't know how to present yet, you don't know how to hold their attention just yet because you don't have a lot of experience yet with presenting and editing and all of that, it can take a while to learn how to do that. So look at your audience retention and then make the videos as long as they need to be, adjust from there. Next question comes from Taco Christ 71, who says, there's a guy who harasses me. Their channel is, I'm not going to name their channels. You can see my first collab in the video in the popular section. And this person did a copyright, which means in the copy, he says, copy of the title and the method. And he did toxic many times. Please help me to avoid. Okay. I'm not 100% sure, but it just sounds like you're being harassed. All you can do is hide them from your channel. Let me see how you're doing this. So you've got a desktop, fine. Go into YouTube Studio, go down to Community, and once you're in Community, you're gonna have an option to actually hide people from your channel. You can copy their entire YouTube address and you can hide them from your channel. They're not gonna know that they're hidden, but any comments that they leave, anything that they say, you're not gonna see it. That's the best thing you can do. And if you find that they still try to hassle you or harass you, report them. If they're leaving, comments, you can click on the 3 little buttons next to their name and a comment over on the far right side, and you can report them to YouTube. So report them and then hide them. Next question from Jeff Eatley. Hey, Jeff, how you doing, man? D, it finally happened. I reached 100 views on one of my Vlogmas videos this month. Question is, now where can I reach out for email or brand deals? I need some good brand deals, my friend. Thanks for all you do. Yeah, Jeff, you always hit and run, man. You're probably not in here anymore, but congratulations on your first Vlogmas video with 100 months. Thing about Vlogmas to keep in mind, and I think we talked about this before, maybe last time. If you're doing Vlogmas, if you're doing, Veda or any of those challenges where you make content every day, just keep in mind that on one hand, it does make you a better creator, right? Because you are practicing every day. You're practicing recording, you're practicing editing, you're practicing making thumbnails. You're doing that every day, but the other side of that coin, so is everyone else. So there's more content being uploaded than ever during those challenges because now everybody is uploading every single day, especially if you're vlogging. So it's like, hey, I'm vlogging every day. Well, congratulations. So are millions of other people who are pumping extra content into the system right now. So it makes it even more difficult to be discovered. So there's that. And then you got to weigh out, is this actually making me a better creator through practice every day? Next question comes from Architectural Sheet Metal 101. Says, is going back and optimizing the SEO of your videos on my channel going to affect anything? Yeah, so if you change your thumbnail, that can drastically affect your drastically affect your video, because if you have a new thumbnail that's better, you're going to get more clicks. If it's worse, you're going to get less clicks, which means that could hurt your views. In terms of changing your title, that can absolutely change things as well, for better or for worse. Changing your description, changing your tags, not so much, right? I mean, it can change a little bit, but YouTube is really smart, right? YouTube can look at your video. YouTube is looking at all of our videos on a frame-by-frame basis, right? A frame-by-frame basis. They're making their own internal tags. YouTube knows what our videos are about. So it can change it a little bit, but not as much as changing your thumbnail and shifting your title that way, trying to reach a different group of people. So yes and no. It depends on exactly what you're changing. Tags? No, not at all. Next question. Sebastian Wisdom, who says, how do I do lyrics video and get monetized with no copyright? Okay, so if I understand you correctly, you want to play music and you want to show the lyrics of that music in the video and you don't want to get a copyright claim. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Those music labels are going to file a copyright claim against you. It's going to 9.999% of the time when you're dealing with music, it's going to be a copyright claim, not a strike. A claim does not hurt your channel, but the actual rights owner to that music, which is going to be the record label, the publisher, they're going to take any monetization from that video. Now, if you have a history of copyright claims or copyright strikes, and you try to apply to the YouTube Partner Program so you can become monetized, there's a good chance you're going to get denied as well. So just know that you're playing with fire. There's no real way to do it if you're using music that is popular music, because it's already in YouTube's Content ID system. So you're going to get flagged on that. You are going to get a copyright claim. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Let me see here. What do I got? Hey, Collins. How you doing, man? I called you Collins. I'm sorry. Colin Michael. Sorry. Colin, I'm just going today. I'm going for it today. I once updated an old video. I trimmed it down right where people were leaving the video, and it got a couple thousand more views. Yeah, absolutely. People do that. People do that because you have to think about performance. All YouTube is doing is looking at your. It doesn't care what niche you're in. YouTube doesn't care if you're making like how to YouTube. Doesn't care about if you're how to tie a tie. It doesn't care. It doesn't care how to fix your plumb or how to fix your toilet. It doesn't care. All it's looking at. Are people clicking? How long are they watching? Are they not clicking? Right? Where do they click off? What are they watching next? Right? They're looking at this data. So if you have a video and at the end it's just tailing off, and you can go in there and use YouTube's built-in editor to trim that off, that could help. That could help. I know people who do that. Absolutely. There's more than one way to skin a cat, as that horrible saying goes. Horrible. Yeah, sorry, man. I'm just going. I had too much coffee today. I'm just like running with it. Colon, yeah. I'll never unsee that now. Thank you. Oh, that's great, man. Hey, Chantel, how you doing? Justin, how you doing? Nice to see you in here. Scully's House of Thrillers, how you doing, sir? And for those of you who are just joining us, look at the pinned comment in the chat or look down in the description. There's going to be a Google form. I've got room for a few more questions in here, but before I close it down, that's where you want to ask your questions because I'm not really looking in the chat right now. Next question comes from Destinations Chronicles, who says, I do travel mostly in Northern California. Have I narrowed my niche too much? Probably. Let me look at your channel too quick. We've got Walter's World in the chat right now. Have a look at his channel. He's all over the place. Him and his family are all over the place. So what I would say is, how are people actually responding to what it is that you're making? Let me see. You've got, let me look overall here. Destination Chronicles. Let me look at your most popular video. Inside Big Bear. Okay, so it looks like you are getting some views. Okay, so here's what I recommend. If you do want to just stay focused on Northern California, then you really need to think through everything that's going on in Northern California in all seasons, right? I would actually if I had your channel and I want to focus on Northern California, I would break my channel down into seasons. This is what you can do during this season in California. This is what you can do during this season in California. This is what you can do during this season in California. If there's a wildfire, cover that wildfire, right? Like think of everything you could do that's happening in Northern California. That way you don't run out of things to talk about. If you are getting some decent views, I don't know how much traction you can get long-term, but you never know. Right? You never know. I mean, I've seen people cover smaller countries and they've blown their channel up. So there might be enough people who are interested in that if you do it the right way. I mean, you could talk about the best ski resorts. You could talk about, the best camping spots in Redwoods. You can talk about the best parks, the best free parks. Oh my God, just the best overlooks for driving up the highway there. There's so many things you could talk about. The best road trips, the best 3-day, the best weekend getaways in Northern California. There's so many different ways to approach this. If you do it right and you build playlists out for things that are relevant where people can watch one video and then go watch another video and so on and so forth, then I think you have some more wiggle room there and you have a better chance of success. So choose your content wisely. And you'll find out if there's enough interest or not. Just keep going. You'll find out. If you find that there's not enough interest, then just expand a little bit more, right? Start talking about other things in Southern California that you haven't covered yet. And just, test it all out and see how it goes. Hey, Miss Taffy, how you doing? Nice to see you in here. I am looking into the chat here for a second. Walter's World says, yeah, indeed. I mean, this is the Grand Poobah of travel channels right here. There are certain spots where you can just focus: Las Vegas, Disney, main world cities. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's entire YouTube channels focused on nothing but Disneyland and Disney World. So you're going to have to think it through and think about what can I offer viewers to where it makes sense, right? You got to figure out what your viewers want in the first place, right? Because at a glance, I noticed that you were doing like ski resorts. Hold on, let me pull you back up here. You've got the best, and these did really well for you, right? So 2 years ago, a look inside Dodge Ridge Ski Resort, a look inside Bear Valley Ski Resort, like, you know, those got 2,000 views. Like you could expand on that. So you know people are interested in Dodge Ridge Ski Resorts. You could build an entire playlist built around Dodge Ridge Ski Resort. Best places, you know, best hotels to stay in, best Airbnbs best Airbnbs for Dodge Ski Resort. You know, here's 5 things to know before you go to Dodge Ski Resort. Here's 10 things you don't want to do at Dodge Ski Resort. Like it's endless, the stuff that you can do. But the key here is you got to figure out what your audience wants and then lean into that and think about how you can expand on those ideas to give them more of what they want. Questions asked. D. Niman? Okay, right on. That's right, Heavy Metal Chef. Smash it. All right, next question. Next question is Farlane Venture, who says, I'm trying to expand my channel to more types of content. I upload videos of a game. I hope you were paying attention before. But I want to try different things, but no views come up on them. What can I do to help with that issue? I did see the YouTube Creator Academy. I didn't find what I was looking for. Okay, I'm just going to take a peek at your channel here just to see what is going on. So you're doing, what are you doing here? Virtual droid skins, BMW. Yeah, so here's the problem. You made a gaming channel, and now you're trying to introduce things like walking around a BMW. Like there's this huge disconnect there. Huge disconnect. So what I would recommend for you is think about what direction you really want to go in, right? And then go in that direction. If you want to be a gamer, take the advice that I talked about, 10 minutes ago and go be a gamer. But you're not going to be able to mix in this game with these other things like walking around a BMW. Meme skins. Meme skins might work, right? So you're going to have to make that hard decision. Think of it this way. Try not to give your subscribers videos that they didn't subscribe for. Sometimes that's not easy to do based on the type of content that you make, but it looks like you're starting to mix in content that's just definitely not working. And, like you have some videos, like you're doing like Virtual Droid 2 and you're making YouTube shorts. Those are working for you. Right now, I would go all in on Virtual Droid shorts because those are the only thing on your entire channel that's getting views right now. So I wouldn't waste any, BMW, forget that stuff. Go hard on Virtual Droid 2 and try to come up with different ideas, different ways to approach that, because that's the only thing that's working on your channel right now. So if you want to do, I'm guessing Virtual Droid 2 is a gamer, or is a game, I'm guessing. If you want to do that, if you want to go gaming, then do more of those soon because they're working on your channel, and that's the only thing that's working. Next question from Roblox, who says, can you check my channel out and review it? I want to know how to make good thumbnails and edit my videos well. Okay, well, here's the thing. If you don't know how to make good thumbnails and you don't know how to edit well, then you've got your work cut out for you. So I don't know what you're using to actually edit, and I'm going to look at what okay, you've got a tablet. So let me look at your channel here one more time. How long have you been doing this? You've been at this for 3 weeks. So first of all, welcome to YouTube. It looks like you might have, is this Minecraft? What are you doing here? Roblox, it's Roblox. Okay, just keep going. You've been at this for 3 weeks. You're going to become a better editor as time goes on. You're going to get better at making thumbnails as time goes on. Here's what you do. You play Roblox. First of all, your name is Roblox Mr. Beast. Drop Mr. Beast from your channel. Don't try to capitalize on Mr. Beast's name. It's not going to work out the way you think it's going to work out. You're going to get clowned on for that. So come up with a different name. Roblox Mr. Beast is not it. All right, just being straight with you here. Secondly, study channels that are successful at Roblox. Look at their thumbnails. Look at how they edit their videos. Look at their topics. And then that will give you some idea of, okay, well, how can I make a thumbnail like that? And then get your software, get your app, and just start playing and see if you can start to mimic those thumbnails a little bit. And once you learn how to mimic other people's successful thumbnails, then you'll have the skills that you need to give you the ability to start coming up with your own style, because now you'll understand how the app works. So that's what I want you to do. Study the channels that are working and see if you can emulate some of that. Emulate it until you can come up with your own style. And then once you come up with your own style, blaze forward, but you do need a name change on that. You don't want to capitalize on, or even try to capitalize on someone else's name. It's not going to work out that way. Next question comes from Carolina Base Hunter. I had a short that was getting crazy views for my channel. I went to change the title, but then I changed my mind and left it. The views suddenly stopped. Did I stop the video by editing the title, even though I left it the same? No, so that's not what did it. So what happens with YouTube? First of all, how many people in here are making YouTube shorts? How many people are making YouTube shorts? If you're making YouTube shorts, say me, hello, me. Right, Justin. Justin says mimic, not copy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so here's what's happening with YouTube shorts. As you can see, there's only limited space in the short shelf itself. Just limited space. Only so many shorts can show up there at any given time. So YouTube is rotating shorts in and out of there based on performance. So if you have a short that does end up in the short shelf and you get a ton of views, and then they're going to rotate you back out no matter what. Now, will that video come back? It might. It depends on how successful it was. A lot of views for you might not necessarily be a lot of views for shorts that are similar to yours when it comes to the niche, right? So it might come back into the short shelf, but you have to understand that it's rotating videos through there because there's only so many shorts that YouTube can show at any given time. So that's what's happening there. It may come back. It might not come back. It depends on how well it performed compared to the other videos, the other shorts that are similar to yours, and what YouTube thinks the viewer wants to watch next. Let's see here. Oops, super chat.
Super chat.
Thank you so much for the super chats. As I wanted to thank you for your suggestions last week, but I didn't understand what super chats were that night. I appreciate the feedback. Well, that is a super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Much obliged. Hey, Susie, how you doing? Nice to see you in here. All right, next question. Okay, I just happened to glance in the chat and I saw somebody ask about what software would you recommend for thumbnail art? Okay, so if you're doing this on your phone, if you head over to my videos, I've got, 4, 5, 6 videos showing you how to make different types of thumbnails on your phone. I made some videos with PixArt, but that was back when PixArt wasn't popping up a million ads a second. So I don't recommend PixArt anymore unless you're going to pay for it. The free version is always going to be Snapseed or Pixel Labs. Pixel Labs is Android only, unless they've changed that. And Snapseed is both Android and iPhone. I've got a video. One of my very first videos is showing you how to make a very basic thumbnail with Snapseed. You can also use something like Canva. Canva has templates that you can start with. They've got an app. They also have a desktop version. So for those of you who have a desktop, if you're wanting to figure out, you don't want to start with a blank slate, you can use Canva. You can also use an app called, I think it's called Bazarts. Bazarts has a lot of thumbnail templates in it. So yeah, head over to my video tab and go look for how to make a thumbnail if you're doing it on your phone. If you're not doing it on your phone, I would say have a look at Canva. That's probably the easiest. You can also look at placeit.net. Placeit.net. They're like a Canva, but they've got better designs, I think, but you do have to pay to use probably 95% of the stuff, where Canva has a ton of free resources over there. All right, next question comes from, did I answer that one? Oh, got it. Next question is from Official Monique Music, who says, my YouTube channel almost reached 1 year. Can you help me with my watch time, please? I can't help you with your watch time. I can't watch your videos. Like that's not what you want to do. If you're trying to get watch time, congratulations on 1,000 subscribers, by the way. If you're trying to get views, you're trying to get watch time, you want this stuff to happen organically, because YouTube is really smart, right? First of all, it's against the terms and services to pay for services to inflate your sub count or to try to get views or any of that stuff. But you want to get this stuff organically You want people who find you, who are I'm assuming you make music with your name, music maybe? Let me look here. Official Monique Music. It looks like you're making music. Let's just say you are. You want people who are interested in your music so they continue to come back and listen to your music, right? Like if I go in there and if I were to tell everyone right now, which I'm not doing, hey, everybody go over to Monique's channel and let's watch her videos. Yeah, you would get a surge, but it would be temporary because people, I'd say them, unless they're really into your music, they're not going to continue to come back. Now, you might be the best artist out there and they might continue to come back, but that's not the way to play this, right? Just keep going. You've been at this for a year. You've got 1,000 subscribers, assuming those are organic. Congratulations, you're doing the right thing. Just keep going. Try to stay focused. Try to make better music. Try to make better thumbnails, and just keep going. And you got to understand there's no such thing as shortcuts on this that are actually going to benefit you, right? Shortcuts are just like a temporary gain, and they're not going to help you long term. Next question comes from Beastie Shadow, who says, is it a good time to just start streaming at 121 subscribers, or should I wait to get more subscribers? That's a great question, and I made that mistake early on. I waited until I had 10,000 subscribers to stream on my own channel because I was already streaming on my brother's channel at the time with him, and he had like 150 or 200,000 subscribers. And I was like, wow, this is such a busy chat room. I really like that, so I want to wait to build my channel. That was a huge mistake. I wish, and those of you who follow me on Twitch, you know what I'm talking about because we've had this conversation on Twitch. And by the way, if you are on Twitch, I got a link to my Twitch channel down below if you are over the age of 18, because we talk about grown folk stuff. That was a mouthful. We talk about grown folk stuff over there sometimes, and sometimes I do YouTube channel reviews over there. But we've talked about this. There's something really cool about having a smaller chat. It's so much more intimate. You can have a conversation with everyone who shows up. So if you got 121 subscribers, if you can get 2 or 3 people to show up, that's amazing. Start streaming now because number one, you have to learn the tech side of streaming, and there's going to be issues. There's going to be issues. Count on the issues. 100% you're going to have issues with streaming. So you got to learn the tech side of it. Number two, you have to learn how to communicate. You have to learn how to be comfortable in front of the camera. You got to learn how to speak and get your own voice together and how to feel, you know what I mean? You got to be comfortable at getting yourself out there to where you're not actually copying somebody else. You're being you, right? So you got to learn how to do that. You got to learn the tech. You got to learn how to carry the conversation and talk to the people here in your chat. So, man, if you get 2 or 3 people, if you can get 2 people to show up, that's amazing. Stream for them. Stream for those 2 people as if there was 1 million people in there, right? Stream for those 2 people like it was the last stream on earth and make it a great show. And just keep doing that. Keep doing that, and you're going to become a great streamer. Don't worry about how many people show up because it's actually cool when fewer people show up because it's a lot more intimate. It's slower. You can talk to everybody in there versus now there's 110 people in here. I'm just grabbing what I can and answering questions where I can. It's a lot more chaotic. So enjoy the smaller audience while you still have it.
Super Chat.
Jonah Ryan, thank you so much for Super Chat. Says, hey, I love this channel so much. Thank you so much. Can you skip to my question, please? Thank you. Unfortunately, I can't skip to the question because of the way the document is set up, but I'm 75% through with the question, so your question is probably coming up here really soon. So just sit tight just a little bit longer. It's probably coming really soon. Cough Coast Granny, how you doing? I think I missed a couple of the super chats here. Hold on. See, I'm looking in the camera and I'm missing stuff.
Super Chat.
Sweeney Dunks, my man, sharing some AdSense love. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, man. I'm sure I get everybody. Hey, Adrian, how you doing? I think I saw Adrian in here. Yeah, I did. How you doing? Nice to see you. Oh, yeah, she says on her iPad, she's using Procreate. Procreate is amazing for making thumbnails. Yeah. All right, 100%. Scrap and Palette Man, how you doing, man? Nice to see you in here. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you were doing well. Hope you're still on fire with your channel. Hope everything's going great for you, man. All right, next question is from Moonstone Dove, who says, I saw a number of videos last night about Let's Play gaming channels dying. Do you think this is true? Yeah, I already covered this. Think about this. If all you're doing is say, watch me play the game, you are competing with millions and millions and millions of gamers. So don't think of it in terms of it's dying. Think of it in terms of if you're not really entertaining or really good at playing the game and you're saying, watch me play the game, people are just not going to watch you. So it's a dying niche for people who are not really good at what they're doing, be it playing the game or entertaining. But if you're really entertaining or you've got something special or something different that you're offering them or you're really good at the game, then it's, if your thumbnails are good and everything else is good, you're going to rise. But if you're not doing any of that stuff, yeah, it's dead for you. I've just felt quite upset thinking that my efforts will be for nothing. Well, like I said, I mentioned before what you need to keep in mind about moving forward with the gaming channel, right? Be a great gamer, bring something new to the table, teach people how to play the game, do one of those things. But if all you're doing is saying, watch me play the game, and you're not a good gamer, you're not entertaining or motivating or inspirational, you're not really doing anything different, I got bad news for you. Like it might be for nothing, right? And I hate to be the person to bring any sort of negative thing, but take that as a cue to learn how to bring something new to the table or be better at the game, right? Because competition is fierce. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to tell you that, oh yeah, just keep going, you're going to get there. No, gaming is fierce. Gaming is fierce. It's very competitive. There's millions of people who are trying to get the viewers' attention. So you have to level up. You need to be better at whatever it is that you're doing, right? Better thumbnails, better editing, better live streams, be better at the game or be better at entertaining or be motivational or inspirational. You got to be better or it is all for nothing. But you can do it. You can totally do it. You just have to pause for a while and think about, all right, what can I do? What can I do to make this better, right? You think, how can I take the next step, right? Because those of you who've been on YouTube for quite some time can probably understand when I say things like what got you to, a certain level might not necessarily get you to the next level. And when you get there, it might not necessarily make you to the next level. Like you got to keep finding ways to become better at what it is that you do, or you're going to get lost in the shuffle.
Super chat.
American Dream 2.5. Thank you for the super sticker, super chat. Much appreciated. Doug Houston says, in 2021, people don't come for the game, they come for the personality. I need a bell. I need a ding, 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 like a ringer bell, I need a legit bell that I can hang and just grab it like a supper bell. I need one of those. If you guys want to grab that and gift it, that'd be great. They want to hang out with their favorite streamer. This right here. They come for the personality. Be the personality, or you got to be just an amazing gamer. But even if you're an amazing gamer, you still got to bring some level of personality to it, right? Like if you're a mediocre gamer, or maybe you're not that good of a gamer, let's just say mediocre gamer, you're quiet, or you think that you're copying somebody else's style. It's just not going to get you there. You need to bring yourself out there. Easier said than done. I know. You get your work cut out for you, but you can definitely make it happen. You can make it happen. Super Chats Block says, how old are you? I am probably old enough to be your father. So we'll just leave it at that. All right, next question comes from Yard Sales and Dreams. Love the name. I make videos about reselling. Can I just tell you, I love the reselling community. How many resellers do we have in here today? I haven't been keeping an eye on a chat that much. I know Timer Bernard is in here. How many other resellers do we have in here? Hey, Nick, how you doing, man? Nice to see you in here. Mr. Camera Junkie, how you doing? I know the resellers are always represented in here. I love it. I have 542 subscribers and not enough watch time hours. I have 500. Deadline is June 30th. What would you do if your channel... What happens if you fail the requirement? Oh, okay. So you're trying to reach monetization. Look, you're in reselling. What I want you to do right now is don't beat yourself up over trying to reach monetization status. If you don't reach monetization status, it's a rolling year. It's not like here's where you start and here's where you end. It's like a rolling 12 months, how they calculate this. But instead of focusing on monetization, what I want you to focus on right now at your channel size is making better thumbnails, choosing better topics, editing your videos, right? Look at your audience retention report. Look at that graph. And for those of you who don't know, and I don't know how many people I don't know how many people are resellers in here. I know Scrap and Pallet Man, yes. Yeah. So I'm going to do a live stream. We haven't worked out the date yet because my schedule has been kind of crazy right now. But on Tommy Bernard's channel, we're going to do a live stream where I'm going to do channel reviews only for resellers. We'll probably stream for an hour or two, and we're going to do reviews only for resellers. So make sure you guys are, if you're reselling, you probably know Tommy. And if you don't, you need to. So we haven't set a date yet for that, but it's probably going to happen. I'm getting ready to move. In case you guys don't know, I've been in one location for several months now. I'm stuck in Mexico because the world's shut down, but I'm getting ready to move to a new location it's going to give me some more flexibility to actually make content more, live stream more. This is the place I'm at is pretty restrictive with that based on based on lighting, based on noise, based on things going on upstairs and construction and stuff like that. All right, so what was the question here? Oh yeah, I want you to focus on learning how to make better thumbnails. Look at your audience retention report. Look at where people are leaving. Look at the big drops, right? And learn how to fix those things. Focus on that stuff first. As you get better with your thumbnails, as you get people to watch your videos a little bit longer, as you're choosing the right topics, you're going to find that your subscribers are going to go up, your views are going to go up, your watch time is going to go up because you're actually connecting to the audience, right? Then you're going to hit monetization, and then it's going to be smooth sailing from there. So it is a rolling 12 months. I wouldn't worry about it right now. Just keep trucking, keep doing what you're doing, keep leaning into the things that are working on your channel. Stop doing the things that are not working, and then focus on your thumbnail topics and audience retention to get people to watch a little bit longer. If you got an intro, this is probably the biggest mistake anytime I look at people's audience retention. If they have an intro, it's like the video starts, the intro plays, people leave, they click off. Get rid of your intro. I urge everyone in here, every single person in here. Hey, Hamza, Abdullah Gaming, I urge everyone in here to go look at their audience retention, right? It's going to be a graph. It's going to be, they've got it in the YT Studio app. They got it in YouTube Studio. Go into the video. Let me just pull one up here. I want to show everybody what I want you to look at. If you have an intro, I want you to go in, and I'm actually going to pull one up here. So give me a second. I actually got to log in. Let me find one that's actually not doing that well, so I can give you some ideas. Hold on here. Okay, so I'm going to share my own here to show you what I would look at to try to improve this. So everybody come in. Whoa, what is going on? I'm sharing the wrong screen, I think. Hold on, why didn't that work? I grabbed the wrong screen. Sorry about that. Let's try this again. There it is, video analytics. Boom, okay. So this is one of my videos. And this video actually did really well for itself. What have I got? I don't know what my views are in here now, but I've got a lot of views on this particular video. But what I want you to look at is this. I want you to look at this right here. This graph is where people are actually leaving the video. And you see right here at the very beginning, and YouTube highlighted this in blue, right? This is one of the most important part of the video. And you see how quickly people clicked off here. I either said something that turned them off, or I took too long to get into what it is that they were there for, or what happened was, you see how it drops down, then it bumps back up? People were skipping forward, right? Anytime you see a bump like that, they're skipping usually, or rewinding. So they were leaving or they were skipping. And then they just gradually fell off over time. They lost interest. So I didn't do so great on this video. It's here. This actually was higher. This was over 50% earlier until I got more views on it. But like, if I'm going to look at this video, I'm looking at this area right here, and I'm going to say, what did I do? Now, if you have an intro, if you've got an intro on your channel, what you can do is this. Come down to see, you can click down here to see more, and you can actually play the video. I'm going to turn this down. You can actually play the video, and you can watch this little red line down here move along while the video is playing. So what you can do is you can see where that intro played, and you can see if you have a drop. If you're like, hey, when my intro plays on that graph, there's a drop off, you need to lose your intro. It's rare that I see somebody with an intro that doesn't affect that. Now, people with larger channels, built-in fan base, really good at editing, that sort of thing, shorter intros, they get away with it more. But for the rest of us mere mortals, Go in there, look at that. If you're doing this on a phone, use the Chrome browser, put it in desktop mode, go in and look at it that way. That way you can play the video along with the graph and look at where your intro is. If you see any drop whatsoever when that intro plays, ditch the intro. In the members group, for those of you who are in the, those of you who are channel members and you're in the Facebook group, you probably saw 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, man, I forget the channel name and I apologize for that. They were posting, this is my, they posted a video and I give critiques on the videos. And I said, what's your audience retention? And they posted their graph and I saw a huge drop at the beginning. So I said, lose the intro. They lost the intro and that dropped completely. They went from like I forget the exact numbers, but it was something like a 20% audience retention to like 70% or 60% audience retention because they didn't have that drop at the beginning because they didn't have the intro. So this is something that you need to test out to see, you know, if your audience is going to work or if your audience is even interested in that. You can think about it this way. No one is on YouTube looking for intros. Nobody. So test it and see. Look at that. Hey, Justin Brown, Primal video. D will be at 150,000. You know what? I would be at 150,000 if I would be uploading consistently, Justin. And you guys smash 900. You're going to be at 1 million soon. You're going to be, you know what? Where you guys at? Justin Brown, where you at, man? Justin Brown, 900. You're going to be at 1 million. Look at this. I'm going to share this out. Look at this. So for those of you who like what I do on my channel, if you're not following these gentlemen right here, Justin Brown. Justin, why is it your name, but you've got Mike up here? Mike's getting the shaft. What's going on with that? T to D, by the way. Mike's getting the shaft, right? Anyway, 931,000 subscribers. Dude, you guys are going to be at 1 million in no time at all. That's amazing. Amazing. Anyway, if you guys like what I do, you're going to love what they do on your channel. They cover mobile, they cover iPhone, they cover Android, they cover iPads, they cover desktop computers, laptops, live streaming, video editing. They cover absolutely everything you could ever need. Make sure to go over there and check them out. And I would say tell them that I said hi, but he's in here, so he's going to know that. Mike who? That's what I'm talking about. Mike who? All right, next question is, where's the next question? Where is that? The car detailing channel. What is considered a reasonable audience retention rate for a video if you want the algorithm to push your video? Most of my videos hover between 25 to 55%. Okay, so there's a couple things to think about here when it comes to audience retention as well as click-through rate, right? So it's not as simple as saying, you know, well, first and foremost, I always, you know, try to hit like a goal. Like I try to hit minimum 50%. Sometimes I make it. Sometimes I blow past it. Sometimes I don't make it. That's just the nature of the beast. If I do something wrong, it doesn't work. So I would say at least go for 50% higher, push higher. You can't push higher if you can. But here's what you have to keep in mind. Your video is also competing not only against videos of similar titles and topics, but it's also competing against what YouTube thinks the viewer wants to watch next. So you could have a video with 60% or 65% audience retention and a 10% click-through rate with tons of impressions, and it looks on the surface that it's an amazing video, but compared to the other videos that YouTube is going to recommend the viewer, it could be low, right? The other videos could be outperforming you. Therefore, while in your eyes, you're like, wow, I'm doing all the right stuff. This is really high, good click-through rate, good audience retention, but it could technically be low compared to the other videos that you're competing against. So that's something to keep in mind. I always say just try to aim for as high as you can. My floor is 50%. If I don't make 50%, I get down on myself. And my click-through rate, I try, obviously you want that to be as high as possible as well. I'm curious for everybody in here. So we've got Professor Nez is in the house. What's going on, Professor Nez? We got Justin Brown in here. We got Doug Houston YT in here. Like, what do you guys, I'm curious, do you guys have like a benchmark? Like every time I upload a video, I'm trying to at least hit a percentage here, or do you have a click-through rate? I'm curious, especially some of you guys who've been on the platforms and ladies who've been on the platforms a little bit longer. Hey, Heidi, how you doing? I'm curious if you have I want to hit this and I want to hit this. Like my goal for, I want to hit at least 50%. Obviously I want to push fast that, but that's kind of like if I don't hit 50% for my audience retention, I can still succeed. Like my top video, let me find this here really quick. My top video is, in terms of data, It's terrible. And I'll show you why. My top video, let me find you here. Let me search by views. My number one video's got 1.7 million views. 1.7 million views. Here, let me share this. So, because I want to explain. Hey, VidBoost, what's going on here?
Super chat.
Question, what services do you think larger channels have the hardest time getting help for? I just like took two breaths at the same time. Video editing, thumbnails, voice work. Good question. What services do you think larger channels? Larger channels? You know what? Justin Brown would be a great person to ask for that. For me, I'm hitting the stage where video editing is becoming an issue for me, not because I don't want to, I've been an editor for 20 years. It's not that. It's just that I've got other projects that are happening outside of YouTube or not involved, not about the D-Niman channel. I've got other things going on. So I don't really have hours to spend on editing. So for me, the hardest thing for me right now is video editing, even though I'm really efficient at it. So I don't know. That's my thing, video editing for me. Because it's time, right? It comes down to time. The larger my channel gets, the busier I get, the more projects I take on, the less time I have. And video editing is recording the video generally goes pretty fast. Editing the video takes longer. Justin says, I just upload here. Pay attention here. Justin's got 930,000 subscribers. I just upload my videos and leave the video for 2 to 3 months. If it's not performing compared to the others, then I'll start looking at why. Right? That's solid advice right there. Solid advice. Let's see. Day one adventures 40. You can go higher than that. Professor Nez says 90 and then analyze. Give them days to, you look at it 90 days. Yep. Scrap Palette Man, yeah, you're well over 100K. My goal is to increase my monthly average view duration. I love it. I just hit 15 minutes. That's fantastic. Previously it was 13 minutes, right? I love how you're measuring yourself against your previous self, right? I'm going to do a little bit better. That's fantastic. My click-through rate is always around 6 to 10% max, but I get around 200,000 impressions per day. Solid, thank you. Justin says editing or video research to streamline the creation process. Yep, that's good. Professor Nez says building teams and systems is difficult for larger channels. All right, let's see here. Yes, editing makes sense. Okay, yeah, let me share my channel. So this is my most popular video, 1.7 million views. And I want to show you how terrible the audience retention is on it. But I also want to use this as a moment to explain why. Hold on here. Is this the right one? Yeah. Okay, so this one is just a simple how to turn on dark mode on Android. It's an older video. So, real time, last 20, it's still bringing in some views. Where's my reach on this? So in the past 28 days, 26.4 click-through rate on this, which is really high, 96,000, but this is, 24 days. Let's knock this down to the last 90 days maybe. So still, click-through rate's 27%, 331,000 impressions. But here's the thing. Look at how terrible the audience retention is here, right? The video is only 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Average view duration is only 54 seconds. Average percentage viewed is only 28.3%. 28.3%. This is one of the worst this is the worst percentage viewed video I have on my channel, but it's the top performing video by views. Look at this cliff. People are just like, oh no, they're skipping because I took too long to get into it. They're skipping to this part and then they're leaving, right? So they're skipping right in here to get exactly what they want, and then they're leaving. As soon as they got what they want, they're like, peace out, I'm gone. All they wanted to know is where it is to turn it on. As soon as they see that, they leave. So the numbers here, it's terrible. So my video essentially dies here and it's dead here at the beginning. So my video is this, and that's terrible. However, if you go to YouTube right now and you Google for turn on, YouTube dark mode Android, I'm probably number 1 or number 2 or number 3. Let's see. Well, it's probably going to be biased to me, but let's see here. dark mode. And of course, you're going to probably see something different based on who you're subscribed to. Okay, so I'm number 4 right here on you know, I for over a year, I was number 1 on this. And so I've been knocked out here, but I'm number 4 on mine. I don't know what I'm going to be like on number yours. But the point is, even though it's 28% watch, which is terrible, the fact that I'm still ranking high for that tells you that even though that's really bad, well, first of all, my thumbnail is on fire on that one. But in terms of how long people are watching the video, it's terrible, but it's still outperforming other videos that have made a similar video. So that part is key. That part is key. Terrible view duration on that one, but it's still outperforming other videos that have made the same video. That's how that works. Hey, Savvy Tech Tips, what's going on? So Justin Brown says, showing number 1 for me. That's awesome. Hey, Pete Johns, how you doing? Yeah, I'm curious. Relative retention is key metric. Absolutely it is. Justin, all that matters, Justin, is that I'm showing number 1 for you because you usually show number 1 for me on everything. On everything. Like how to tie a tie. There's Justin Brown, right? What are the best shoes to wear at a wedding? Oh, there's Justin Brown. Number 1 for everything. Number 1 for everything. But yeah, but my whole point is solid thumbnail, terrible, you know, percentage viewed there, but I'm still outperforming similar videos. That's why that's ranking so high. That's why it's got 1.7 million views, even though people were not, they were only interested in like a minute of the video. That's how it works. So don't get too caught up when you're thinking about audience retention, right? Just make it the best that you can. You know, make your thumbnail the best that you can and just keep moving forward. If the thumbnail sucks after a few months, come back in and change it. You know, if the title doesn't work, come back and change the title after a couple months. All right, that was a long answer. Did I get to it all right? Oh, yeah. Reasonable audience retention was your question. I hope that explained it. Next question comes from Jonah Ryan. Thanks for waiting. I told you I was going to get to you. Hey, I started a YouTube channel about a month ago. Welcome to YouTube. I have really good watch time, retention, and click-through rate. I'm getting over 65% watch time or time retention and 20 to 40% click-through rate. But I'm getting so little views. That's why your numbers are high, right? What stats are expected for good growth? It's because I'm not, no, it's not because you're not monetized. It's because you're new. So the reason you're getting 65% watch time and the reason you're getting a 20 to 40% click-through rate is because no one's watching your videos yet, right? That's why those numbers are so high. As you start to get views, as YouTube starts to test your videos against different audiences, you're going to notice that those views are going to change really fast. So you've been doing this for a month, and I'm going to guess, I'm just going to peek here. And yeah, and this is something that happens with newer channels where they're like, wow, my goodness, I've got a 30% click-through rate. Yeah, but you've got like 10 views. Like that's not the way to look at it. You have to keep in mind that people aren't really they're not really clicking. So the few people that did click, you know, that's where it works. So let me look at your video. So 238 views, 841 views. That's good. Oh, these are shorts. Okay, 1 minute long. All right, so here's a 7-minute video with 1,000 views. That's actually really good too. All right, so I'm actually I'm gonna roll back what I said here because you've got one. It's like 9 minutes with 2.7 thousand views. Here's one for 7 minutes with 1,000 views. So you are getting views. Here's one for 8 minutes with 1,000 views. So if on those longer videos, you're getting that kind of click-through rate, which is astronomical, and you're getting that much watch time on it, you've only got a couple of videos up, keep going. Keep going, keep making those types of videos that have just exploded on you've got like 4 of them that did really well. Lean into those more and don't do the ones that aren't working as well. But if that, man, like I just said all of that and I just pulled it right back in because I expected you to be getting like 20 or 30 views because you just started YouTube, 2.7 thousand. Now here's the thing. I'm assuming these are organic. If you're not doing sub for sub, if you're not, you know, if you're not buying views or something, if you are purchasing anything, everything I just said flew out the window. You're actually hurting your channel by doing that. But if these are organic, keep going. Keep going, you're in the right direction. Your thumbnails actually look pretty good. But you are getting views. You say you're getting so little views. No, you are getting views. So I think you're right where you need to be. I just think you need more content. You've only got a couple of pieces of content online. Keep going, keep making content. If those numbers are accurate with those many views, your channel is going to blow up. It's just a matter of time. You just have to make more videos. Next question from Relaxation Music. I upload every day, but I'm still not growing my subscribers or views. Let me see what's happening on your channel over here. Relaxing Music. You're a music channel. What are you doing here? You're uploading every day. Okay, well, hold on. Did I click the right channel? You're telling me that you're not growing subscribers and you're not getting views, but the channel you linked has a 10-hour video 4 days ago with 28,000 views on it. And then a week ago, 18,000 views. I don't know what you're talking about. So here's the thing. You're getting views, 28,000 views, 18,000 views, 64,000 views from a week ago. You're getting an insane amount of views. You're just not converting them over to subscribers. Okay. And that's fine. That's fine. Here's what's, hold on one second. I'm just having a peek here. All right. So here's, oh, you've got 617. There's no way. Did you link the right channel? You've got 617,000 views. Am I looking at the right channel? Did you link the right channel here? I upload every day, but I'm not growing my subs and views. Yeah, I'm missing something here. What am I missing? What am I missing here? You're saying that you're not growing your subs and views, but I'm looking at a channel with 600,000 subscribers and you're getting like, 64,000 views like 4 days ago. Maybe what could be happening if I'm looking at the right channel, are you trying to tell me that you used to get more than this and you're on a decline? Could that be the case? I know one thing that's happening for a lot of channels right now, if that is the case, when the world locked down, so many channels saw a huge spike in views, and those views turned into subscribers because everyone in the entire world was online, was inside, and they were online. Now, as that's unraveled, right? That's unraveled, and it's people are outside again. They're not inside again. Traffic overall on the internet in general, traffic on YouTube is massively down. So if you saw a huge wave of both views and subscribers a year ago, and now it's like slowed back down to the point like, hey, what's going on here? I was getting all these views and subscribers. What happened? That probably has something to do with it. My channel went up and then it came down. Tons of channels that I talk to and I work with, same thing. Views went up massively. And then, they came back down, and a lot of times they're leveling out to where they were before the world shut down. So assuming I'm looking at the right channel here, 617,000, you're absolutely crushing it. One thing you could do though, and I'm probably looking at the wrong channel, and you guys are probably saying it in the chat, like, you're the wrong channel. Let me share this really quick. One thing I would do in your case, because the type of views that you're getting, which is just insane. So if I come in here and you've got 10 hours of relaxing sleep music. I'm going to guess that people are listening to this in the background, or they're listening to this while they work, or they're listening to this while they sleep. One thing that I would do, let me see what you're doing here in your descriptions, listen and download. Okay, so you're also streaming on Spotify. That's cool. One thing that I would do, what I would try in your case, people are watching for a long time, maybe while they sleep. So I don't know if they're necessarily, I don't know how they're interacting with your channel without looking at the data. One thing that I would try though, is here in your pinned comment, I would just let people know, like if they came here for, 10 hours of relaxing music, sleep music, piano music for stress relief, I would just make them aware of a similar video. So if you've got a 10-hour video for this, maybe you've got another video for taking a nap or for work or for something like that is piano. Because if they like piano music, chill piano music, there's a good chance that they might bookmark this later, save it for watch later, because you made them aware that you have another video that's for chill with piano. So I would do that across all of your videos. It's probably not going to work the same as it does for a lot of channels, because people are probably listening while they sleep and that sleeping to your music. But it's something I would try just to make people aware that you have more videos. So if they wake up, I woke up, I slept to this all night long, and they just, oh, wow, yeah, they've got this other playlist over here. Maybe one video puts them to bed. Maybe another video wakes them up, right? So here's a video to sleep to. Here's a chill video to start your day to. Start your day to this track. You slept to this one. Let me wake you up to this one, right? Kind of take them through a journey. That's something that I would try with a channel of your size. And I would try that across all of your videos. And I hope I get to the point where those kinds of views are low views. I think that's amazing. You're absolutely crushing it, man. I love it. I'm looking through the chat to see if they said anything here. Hey, Insane McLean. All right, next question. I really hope I was looking at the right channel there. Next question comes from Mark Lopez, who says, Dear D, if anyone makes a channel 1 year ago and doesn't upload it till yesterday, would the YouTube algorithm not process its videos on its algorithm because the channel didn't upload any videos for a year? Is that true? Well, I mean, you may have lost the interest of anyone who actually subscribed to your channel at that time, but YouTube looks at every video as its own entity, right? So just start uploading again. If the video content that you're making now is in alignment with what you started with, or even if you want to do a pivot, YouTube is looking at each video as its own entity. So just start uploading again. If you did build up a community before, if you did have subscribers before, and you haven't uploaded a video, you might have lost them. They might not be interested anymore, or YouTube might not notify them. That sort of thing could happen. So it could be slow to grow because of that. But it's, if you're not changing the content, I would just keep trucking, keep going. Next question from 30 Day Reviews, doing projects. It says, I can't seem to get YouTube's music when editing from the phone. Yes. What's the best place to get free music for my second channel? So the best way to get free music on your phone using YouTube's music is to open up the Chrome browser, put it into desktop mode, and then go into the music that way. Right? You can download it that way. It's easier on an Android than it is on an iPhone in terms of downloading. iPhone wants you to download it to files, and you have to go in and find it that way. All the things kind of work the same. Epidemic Sound works on a phone, but the same thing. It works best if you're actually put your browser in desktop mode and do it that way. So that's really the easiest solution. Put Chrome in desktop mode, go into YouTube Studio that way, go into YouTube Music that way. That's going to be the best way. If that doesn't work for you, send me a tweet or something. Next question comes in from Gooey. He says, I want to devote my town to doing review. I want to devote my town to doing reviews on various. Wait, what? I want to devote my town. Do you mean time? I want to devote my time to doing reviews on various different OnlyFans pages. Okay. I'm almost afraid to read the rest of this comment. I'm afraid that YouTube will look at this as X-rated content, even though I wouldn't be showing any sort of nudity or whatnot. I'm just curious, if you were to create a channel with the same look, how would you go about it so YouTube wouldn't classify it as being too explicit? Yeah, that's not going to happen. So I had to stumble through what you were saying there. Here's what happens. Hey, Savage Turtle. Here's what happens. When you upload a video, everybody uploads a video. YouTube, the Google Brain, I think they've changed the name to Google AI Brain or Brain, I don't know. Whatever the name is, it's Google Brain. Started off as Google Brain. They analyze everything in your thumbnail, including the text. They analyze everything in your videos on a per frame basis, right? And they make their own internal tags. And they can classify, hey, Jeff, there you are, man. Hope you're doing well. And they classify, right? If they can see your face in a thumbnail, for example, and they can see if it's angry or if it's controversial or if it's explicit. They can see all of that stuff in your thumbnail and in your video, and they can make those internal tags. Now, there are some channels that do things that definitely push the envelope a little bit, but you do run the risk of YouTube, number one, age gating your videos, which means that YouTube will just say, and just as a heads up, everybody, we've got a lightning storm that just started here. So if I just black out, the lightning took out our power. So they can age gate your content, which means that people have to be 18 to see it. They can also put you in what's called restricted mode, where they think that your content is harmful to people under a certain age, and they can make it more difficult to find your videos. So if you're making risque content, you have to understand that you do run the risk of YouTube limiting how many people are going to see it, YouTube limiting who they show it to, and I think you're playing with fire on that one, especially as soon as you start showing any sort of partial content that you might find in OnlyFans. The funk has gone dry.
Super chat.
Gulf Coast Granny. The funk's gone dry. Yes. Yes, it has. Thank you so much. Mine always comes up with a confused look. Maybe it's my face. Yeah, I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sis is in bed. I have to leave and start filming. Have a good one. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. I'm just going to play you out to that song. Yeah, wow, it's like storming really heavy here. I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder or not. So if I just black out, that's what happened. Yeah, so anyway, if you're moving forward and you're making risque type of content, you're playing with fire. I can't say either way what YouTube is going to do, but just know the risks that you are taking. There's a really good chance that they're going to limit your discoverability, which means you're not going to get the views you want to get. I mean, you might at first, but once they've, like, oh, okay, this is what's going on with the channel, they could limit that. So you got to understand that could happen. She has an outro. Yes, she does have an outro. Yeah, me personally, I would not create a YouTube channel reviewing OnlyFans pages. Not on YouTube. No, not on YouTube. That's just playing with fire on that one. Next question from Urban Kids Universe. It says, number one, what is your best advice to get money for kids-related channels since I cannot monetize it? Number two, can I edit an old video without losing the reviews? The reviews by upload. Yeah, so if you download it, edit it, and you can do editing inside YouTube's built-in editor inside YouTube Studio. You can do that. They have an editor there. You can trim out parts, but you can't download it and then re-upload it again and think you're going to keep the views. It doesn't work that way. Best advice to get money for a kids-related channel, since you can't monetize it through ad revenue, depending on the type of views that you get. If you're getting a lot of views, I would look into contacting brands that might want to sponsor children's channels, sponsor videos. I would try to sell merch, right? You can work with Spreadshop. You can work at Teespring. Try to sell your own T-shirts or coffee mugs, or you can have a designer or yourself make something cute and cool that your community might want to buy. I don't know. I mean, if you're an adult running the channel and you're putting your kids in there, you could apply. You could try to become an affiliate for different products, or for Amazon, where you link out to products that you use in the video or products that you recommend. So I would probably move forward that way. But running a kids channel is going to be tough if you're just getting started. The next question comes from Emma Gaming. How do I gain more subs per week? Yeah, as I mentioned before about what it takes to be a gamer, and how to grow your channel and the things that YouTube is looking at. YouTube's looking at how often your thumbnails get clicked, how long people are watching your videos, right? What are they engaging in your live streams, that sort of thing. If you want to gain more subscribers, which I don't recommend like subscribers be your goal, focus more on just like, how can I connect with an audience? How can I build a community around my channel? Because if you do that, you don't have to worry about subscribers, right? If you focus on choosing the right topics, making great thumbnails that people click, getting people to watch your videos longer, like you focus on those things, subscribers just, magic thing happens. When you do all the right stuff, subscribers come. So instead of thinking how to get more subs per week, instead think about how can I get more clicks on my thumbnail per week? And you do that by learning through trial and error how to get more thumbnails. Instead of thinking how do I get more subscribers per week, think about how can I get people to watch my videos longer, right? Focus on those, subscribers are going to come, right? Don't put the cart before the horse on this one. Next question comes from Maka Reacts. I don't know how to make, Don't know how to make I love doing reaction videos, but there's always that copyright thing. Yes, I know 15 seconds is fair judgment. That is not true. There is no time limit to using content that doesn't belong in your channel. That is a huge rumor. It is not true. It doesn't matter if it's 15 seconds or 10 seconds or 3 seconds or whatever. You do run the risk of getting a copyright claim or a copyright strike. There is no safe limit. Now, if you are doing a movie review, you could claim that is fair use, but YouTube doesn't see it that way, right? So if you are doing a movie review and the studio actually gives you a content claim or a content strike, you're not going to go to YouTube and say, hey, this is fair use. You're going to dispute that video. Then YouTube throws it back into the hands of the actual studio. And that time you have to deal with the studio. They're either going to release that claim or release that strike, or they're not going to. And then if they don't do it and you dispute it and the strike gets held on, that's definitely going to hurt your channel. So if you're doing reaction videos, if you're doing anything with content that you don't have a license to use, you are running the risk of getting a claim or getting a strike. Usually it's claims these days. It's rare that it is a strike these days. Usually it's claims where they're going to claim any monetization. Just know that going in. A lot of times though, in terms of reactions and reviews and that sort of things, you get the claim, you dispute the claim, it goes back to the license holder. A lot of times they'll come back and look at it, and sometimes they just let it go. Sometimes they don't. So you just got to know that moving forward. There's not an answer on how to avoid that. You're walking on thin ice, and sometimes you're going to fall through the ice. Next question from TRTL Mango, who says, how do I get my videos pushed out to more people? Same exact thing we talked about before, right? And I know I keep going back to this thing, but they're like, you guys want a button? Like, how do I do this? And it always comes back to the same thing. Get them to click more, get them to watch longer, right? First of all, you got to choose topics that people are interested in. If you're choosing really obscure topics that just doesn't have a lot of interest, then that's probably not going to go anywhere. There's probably not going to go anywhere anyway because there's just a limited interest in that topic. But let's say you do choose a topic that a lot of people are interested in. You got to get them to click more. You got to get them to watch longer. The more you do that, get them to click more, get them to watch longer. And if you want to supercharge that, get them to watch a second video or a third video. The more you do that, the more you're going to see your videos start going out more on YouTube. And you just have to give it time. You have to give it time. And if you're doing a bunch of different types of content on your channel, you do run the risk of things moving a little bit slower. Next question is from Matt Staffy, M. Staffy. For a new channel, how long should the videos be in order to retain someone's attention? It doesn't work that way. So first of all, make your videos as long as they need to be. Don't make them a minute longer. Don't make them a second longer. Make your video as long as they need to be. A great rule of thumb, what I've started doing that's really helped me is make the video as long as it needs to be, and then go back and watch the video and then say, is there any part of this video that I could have cut out and it still makes sense? If the answer is yes, then cut it down even more. And then go down and look at it again. Okay, so here's this. Can I cut it down a few more seconds? Can I cut this segment out? Does it still make sense? If the answer is yes, then keep cutting it down. I'm not going to say all people, but most people, if they're presented with a handful of videos that are the same exact topic, right, and the same quality level of thumbnails, and most people are going to click the shorter video a lot of times because most people don't have time to click and watch the longer video unless it's from a creator who they really like, right? So 5 videos are presented in front of you. All their thumbnails are on fire. It's the same topic, but one of the videos is like a minute less. There's a good chance that you're going to click on the video that's shorter. That's just human nature, right? We don't have time. So make them as long as they need to be. Retaining someone's attention comes down to you. Comes down to your communication skills. It comes down to how you edit your videos. And this is something you have to learn over time through trial and error, through looking at your data, through looking at your click-through rate to see how your thumbnails perform, looking at your audience retention to see how people responded to your video. So just make your videos as long as they need to be. Look at your data and then adjust from there. I showed my graph a little bit ago and you saw where people are leaving and that sort of thing. Anytime you see those drops happening, try to figure out why and don't do that again. Next question was from L Sessions, who says, my channel is about 2 months old and I'm doing Excel tutorials. Interesting. Until now, I've only had a few subscribers. Is it really hard to get views and subscribers in this niche? What might be the problem with the channel? Well, let's see here. Okay, so you've been on YouTube for a month. Welcome to YouTube. Let's see here. Most common Excel errors. I think there's plenty of people who are interested in what it is that you're doing. I just also think there's going to be a lot of competition. And I would also look at your click-through rates. I mean, you kind of got low views right now, so now might not be the best time to look at that. But as you do start to pile in views, have a look at your thumbnails to make sure that thumbnail style is working well. I would even go as far as testing now some different thumbnail styles that maybe doesn't have the little doll on there. Just test some different styles to see if they attract different people. Me personally, I was actually looking at Excel, Google. I was doing something in Google Sheets and I was trying to figure out how to do something. I ended up looking at some Excel videos just last week. I probably would not have clicked on something with a little cartoony character on it. That's just me. I might not be your demographic. But I would test different thumbnail styles. Now, what you have is considered a utility type channel. My channel is a utility type channel. That means we make content that's primarily going to be search-based driven. So people are going to go to YouTube and say, how do I do this? Right? That's what your channel is going to be about. How to use Excel, how to use Excel shortcuts. So head over to YouTube, go to Google, start typing in different Excel phrases. It's going to give you a drop down. Those are all queries that people are searching for. Make those videos and just keep making videos, right? You've been at this for a month. It could take months. It could take a year. It could take more than a year to actually build up that momentum. You got to understand this can take a while to really start building momentum, but you're going in the right direction. So just keep going, keep going, keep going. Alight Motion's in the house. What is going on? Gotta get some Alight Motion music. What do we got? Let's do this one. Oh yeah, Alight Motion sneaking in today. There we go. Hope you're doing well, Doug. We script out all of our videos now, cut tutorial times in half, really helped with comprehension and retention. Right? There you go. You have to, and by the way, Doug, how's this? Is this swanky enough for you? You almost did like a fedora with a feather. Right? Here's the thing. You have to think about why people are on YouTube in the first place. And if you have a utility type channel, like so many of us have, why are they watching these videos in the first place? How are they finding those videos? You have to think like the viewer, right? What are the problems that the viewers are going to have? Then you make those videos. And then don't waste their time with intros and all kinds of things if they're not responding to those. Just get right into it. Give them what they came for. The more you do that, the better things are going to work out for you. The music is amazing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's really good. All right, moving on to the next question. The next question is SulX00. Why am I getting no subscribers or no views? My thumbnails are pretty good. I guess you're guessing. Can you see what I'm doing wrong? See what you're doing wrong? We'll see what you're doing wrong here. Okay, well, here's your problem. All right, so we are going to share this channel, and I want everyone in here. There's 108 people watching. I would love to get feedback here. Now, I just want to point out that they've been on YouTube for one day and they have 4 videos. Can anyone tell them what they could be wrong as to why they're not growing? Can someone just kind of let them know? while I'm waiting for that. Well, not only no clue is it about, but you've got 4 videos. You've been on YouTube for one day. You've got 4 videos, right? So here's the thing. 4 videos, one day on YouTube. And there's no idea what your channel is about there. So I would say it's less about what your channel is about, but you've got a hodgepodge of things. Get some cash with these simple steps. A popular YouTuber will not comment on this video. TikTok is ruining people's lives. Windows versus me, the virus of Rick. So first of all, you've got a hodgepodge of content, no idea what's going on here. There's no channel direction, but above all else, you've been on YouTube for one day. One day and you uploaded 4 days. Pace yourself. Pace yourself. Find a direction you might want to go in and understand that this could take months or years before you start to see some channel momentum. YouTube is not a short game. YouTube is a long game. This takes a while to really get things really get things moving. Yeah, thumbnails and so new. Yeah, it could take years, not hours. Yeah, exactly. Like you're wanting to play in the NBA and you don't know how to dribble a basketball. Like you're literally you just walked out of the locker room and you've never played a game in your life and you're wanting to play in the NBA. Like that's not how YouTube works, right? This is going to take a while. Pace yourself, find a direction to go in, understand that it might take hundreds of videos before you get there. Yeah, so just the hardest part, I'll say this, the hardest part for so many people on YouTube is just getting started. And you've done the hardest part, right? The most difficult thing is making your first video, and you already did that. So you're already you're heading in the right direction. Now, don't upload 4 times a day. Don't do that. Slow down. Think about what type of videos do I really want to make? What am I into, right? What can I talk about for hours without getting bored? Make videos about that. And then upload 2 or 3 times a week. And instead of uploading every day, upload less and take your spare time that you're doing making those other videos and study other channels, right? Study their thumbnails that successful channels are making. Study the thumbnails. Like, why is this a good thumbnail? How can I recreate this and learn how to create that, right? Look at how they write their descriptions. Look at how they craft their titles. Look at how they edit their videos. Study the channels that are succeeding and learn how to implement that stuff into your own channel and understand it's going to take quite some time. You've got this, man. Hey, Daniel Patel. How's it going, sir? Like starting is the hardest part and you've already done that. So it's smooth sailing. Smooth sailing from here on out. It's just a matter of time and effort and looking at what you're doing, seeing what's working and then seeing what's not working and then just keep leaning into the stuff that is working, right? Make a couple of things. How did it do? Adjust, make a couple of more things. How did that do? So on and so forth. It's going to take a while. You got this. Daniel Patel is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Next question comes from Kea to Technical. It says, how can I get more views on my videos? I covered that one already earlier on. So go back and watch that in a replay. I'm not going to go over that one again. Hugo Go-Karts HD, who says, my 9-month-old video was picked. Oh, your 9 months old video was picked as a short and is getting tons of views, but it is not a good one. So I feel it's not helping me grow. What can I do? Great question. Okay, so here's a couple of things to think about. The first question is, and this is happening. So some people uploaded vertical videos a long time ago, long before shorts, and they're just ending up on the short shelf, right? No hashtag, no anything, but they're ending up in the short shelf. So here's what I need you to figure out. Is that video that's 9 months old and currently getting a lot of views, is that video in alignment with what's happening on your channel with your long form content? Is it in alignment with your value proposition, what you're telling people your channel is about? If the answer is no, you might want to think about unlisting that video, right? You're getting a lot of views, but they're kind of worthless views if it's not, I found your channel, right? Let's just say theoretically, and I don't know what type of content you're making. Let me look here. You're not a gaming channel, so I'm not really sure. So let's say I found your short about how to make homemade apple pie. And I was like, wow, I love this short. This is amazing. There's how to make homemade apple pie. No one has ever showed me how to make an apple pie so clearly in my life. The creator is so funny. I love everything about this person. I want to go subscribe to their channel so I can learn how to make more, or I can find more recipes. Then I go over to your channel and your channel is dedicated to photography, or it's all the videos on your channel are about reselling, or how to rebuild your carburetor, or whatever it is that has nothing to do with the best apple pie. Guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to subscribe. I'm not going to watch more of your content, right? So you got my attention, you got me on the hook, and then I got away. So if it's not in alignment with those things, I would consider unlisting that video. Now, if it is in alignment, right, it is similar to what's happening on your channel, leave it be. It doesn't matter if you think it's good or bad. Look, as creators, as artists, as people who make things, makers and creators, all we can do is make the thing, and then the world decides if it's good or not, right? Every single creator in here, from Costume Co., Daniel Patel, Jeff Eatley, Doug Hewson, A Light Motion, Scully's House of Thrillers, 30-Day Reviews, Sweeney Dunstan, Walter's World, Paul Peck Drywall Tube, everybody has made videos where we almost didn't publish them because we didn't think it was good enough. And 9 out of 10 times when we're like, this video is probably not going to do anything, should I even put it out there? 9 out of 10 times it actually does all right, right? We get caught up with our own insecurity, what we don't think is good enough. But the world decides. We make the thing, the world decides if the thing is actually good or not. So if you don't think it's good, but it's getting a lot of views, you're wrong. The world is deciding that your video is good. Your only question is it in alignment with the rest of the content on your channel or not? Daniel says, amen. I've had some where I held my nose and closed my eyes when I hit 100%, man, 100%. See, Golf Coast Granny. Yes, it's related to what? Okay, so you said, yes, it's related to what I do. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Congratulations. Congratulations, you have a video doing well on the short shelf. If you don't think it's a good video, it doesn't matter. The fact that it's getting views is the exact opposite of what you think it is. So there's an audience out there who thinks that it's good. So many times, every week, yes, right? Right, that's how it works, man. That's how it works. Jeff Ely says, nope, oh my, suck, but I put them out anyway. But you keep putting them out. That's the thing, Jeff. They don't suck, dude. Oh man, D, we could talk for hours on this topic. Yep. Pete Johns, you nailed it, man. The market is the market. 100%. 100%. All right, next question here. Next question is from Abraham Noble, who says, new channel. Welcome to YouTube. My impressions in the first few hours dropped drastically. Why would that happen and how to solve it? I want to see how new you are. So what happens when you upload a video? And everybody uploads a video up. So first of all, you linked the wrong channel. So I would love to give you some more insight, but when I go to search for your channel, it says there's nothing there. And I've taught, so yeah, first thing you need to learn how to link your channel. So here's what happens. Oh, Abraham, you sent me the wrong channel, man. The link doesn't work that you sent me. All right, so here's what happens. Every time, every single one of us on here uploads a video, YouTube is going to put that video in front of somebody, even if it's only 4 people, right? That's where you can see with your impressions, right? Impressions, click-through rate. The impressions numbers, how many people actually saw your thumbnail. The click-through rate is what percentage of those people clicked on your thumbnail, right? So impressions, click-through rate. You upload a video. It might only be 2 people. YouTube might show that to 2 people, but it looks at what those 2 people do. Do they click? Do they not click? If they do click, how long do they watch the video for, right? If the signals from those 2 people are mostly positive, they might show it to 6 people next. By the way, I'm just pulling these numbers out randomly, right? It's going to be different based on your channel size. And they're going to see how those 6 people react. If it's positively, they might show it to 50 people next time. Then they might show it to 100 people. They might show it to 500 people, so on and so forth. And this is going to be, different scales based on your channel size. If people react positively, they're going to keep testing it in front of different audiences, different groups of people. The same works when it's something negative. If it's negative response, your video is going to die. But what could have happened in your case, so if you got impressions early on and it died off, is YouTube put that out there and it's, okay, well, here's a bunch of impressions, but the people reacted negatively, right? They didn't click or they didn't watch, or they didn't click, or if they did click, they didn't watch very long. And then YouTube says these are mostly negative signals, so your video is really not going to surface. If those signals would have been positive, those impressions would have gotten larger because they would have continued to test it out in front of different groups of people. So that's what happened, right? Showed it to people, they didn't react positively, YouTube pushed the video down. That's every single one of us that happens to. All right, let's see here. Next question is from Dusty Go-Goat. Question is, what is the purpose of Discord? I have no idea. If somebody finds out, let me know. The question is, I recently started one, and I think it would be a good place to drive a community, but it'd be taking away that engagement from my YouTube page and hurt my channel. Okay, so you're asking if you start a Discord page, will it hurt your YouTube channel? It depends on how you promote said Discord page. So Discord it's a chat area, right? So you understand how that works. People go in there and they talk. Right? You make rooms, you make these groups, and people go in there and they chat and so on and so forth. Here's what you don't want to do. You need to make a decision, especially if your channel is new. And let me see if you linked your channel here. Hold on. Let me open this up and see what you're doing with your channel. So you've got 393 subscribers. You're getting a little bit of views, 600, 700, 1,000 views. So that's cool. And by the way, I think your thumbnails look cool. I'm not going to talk about your thumbnails. So here's what I would not do right now. At your size, you need to ask yourself what your goal is. If your goal is to grow your YouTube channel, like this is my goal. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel for whatever reason, trying to make money, trying to build a community, whatever it is. I wouldn't start sending people off to Discord from your YouTube channel at this stage, right? Make that decision. Do you want to grow your YouTube channel? Then grow your YouTube channel right now. Once you get a little bit bigger, then you have a little bit more wiggle room in terms of where you can send people. But you want to make sure that you're sending people off to the right places with the right intention, right? Like if your goal is, hey, I'm trying to build a Facebook group, or I really want to build a Discord community, and you're just using YouTube for a traffic source in order to do that, then that makes sense. But if you're trying to grow your YouTube channel, you need to be mindful about telling people other places they can go so they don't click off. Now, if you're like, hey, I want to do both at the same time, you can. What I would not do is I wouldn't mention your Discord at the beginning of your video, because here's what can happen, right? Video starts playing and you're like, oh, by the way, I got this Discord. Oh, cool. I'm gonna stop watching this video. I'm gonna leave YouTube, which is the cardinal sin, and I'm gonna go hang out in your Discord. You just lost them. They might come back later, but they just killed that video, right? So put that at the very end if you want to do that, or put that somewhere down in your description, and be mindful about how you bring attention to that. So Discord can be really powerful. Some people are building huge communities over there, especially those in the gaming niche. But at your channel size, just be really mindful where you send people. Make sure you're intentional about everything that you do. John, how's it going, my man? Nice to see you in here. Hope you're doing well. Caleb McCool says, Discord has helped me with a bunch of issues regarding OBS. Yeah, Discord can be great, especially for gamers. The fat guys in the house, what's going on, man? How you doing? Ka Fish Pond. Ka Fish, are you Thai? Kon Thai Shamai? Sawadee Kap? I'm guessing a name like Ka and then a fish pond. You got to be Thai. You got to be. All right. Discord is for gaming. Yeah, that's huge gaming communities over there. All right, let's see here. Next question. Next question is doing life today. It says, hi, I woke up this morning. God, that sounds like a blues song. Hi, I woke up this morning. And I had emails from YouTube with 5 different people subscribing to my channel. Yeah, okay, that got weird. Okay, but my subscriber count is exactly the same as it was. Anytime you start a message with, I woke up this morning, I can't help but hear the blues on my head. Okay, so anyway, I woke up this morning and the emails from YouTube with 5 different people subscribing to my channel. Congratulations. But yet my subscriber count is exactly the same as it was yesterday. It did not go up with the 5. I got an email. It did not go up with the 5. You got an email saying from, yeah, sometimes there's a delay. Maybe some people unsubscribed, right? Every channel is in flux. Sometimes people come, sometimes people go. Sometimes it happens at the same time. YouTube is always looking for, qualified subscribers and qualified views to make sure they're real, make sure they're not bots, that sort of thing. So don't worry about it. 5 subscribers, don't worry about it. They might show up, or you might have had 5 people leave, or they could have been bots and YouTube could have removed them. Lots of variables there. Don't overthink that. Next question from Plague. Ooh, that's a scary name. I need help with my gaming channels, gaining views, and coming up with video game ideas that will have people click on the video. And I enjoy Call of Duty games most. Okay, so here's what you do. I've already talked about growing a gaming channel early on, so you can watch it in the replay. Here's what I want you to do. Study the largest, most successful Call of Duty gaming channels. Look at their topics. Look at their descriptions. Look at how they edit. Look at their thumbnails, right? I don't want you to be clones of them, but I want you to learn how to make that style of thumbnail. Learn how to build that to make you a better graphic designer, right? Just spend your free time learning how to rebuild their thumbnails. Once you can do that, then you can start to figure out your own style that's equally as good as theirs, right? Same thing with their editing style. Same thing with their topics. Study the people who are succeeding and then learn how to pull from them and then come up with your own style with that. So I talked earlier on about things to do for gaming. But I do know there's tons of opportunities still for gamers, but I think you should start with studying the ones that are doing it the best. Because they're the best for a reason. Next question is from Seriously Brit, who says, What advice do you have for a Sims 4 gaming channel that could set me apart from other gaming channels? Yeah, you know, that I have no idea, right? So since we had 2 gaming questions in a row, I will talk about gaming again. I said briefly, to be a gaming channel, you need to be either a great gamer, fantastic gamer, right? You just demolish the game, right? You're a champion at the game. Or you need to teach people how to play the game. Or you need to find something that you're bringing new to the table. It could be a personality. It could be your unique personality where you're just like, wow, this person's just hilarious. Or this person is just, man, I watch their games and they're just really inspiring. Or they're the funniest gamer I've ever seen. Or they're just deadpan serious. Like there's just so many ways. Like what is your personality? Get that into the game. You know, don't copy another gamer and try to do what they're doing that works for them. Try to find a way to get your personality in there. You know, become a really good editor. Come up with your own editing style. Come up with your own thumbnail style. Right? I can't tell you how to, you know, stand apart. You're going to have to come up with that yourself. Easier said than done. Heidi coming in with a super chat.
Super chat.
I woke up. All right, I was just playing funk for that. We need to find the blues. All right, give me 1 second here. We gotta find the blues. Hold on here. Blues. B-L-U-E. Let's find like some Delta blues or something like that. Do we have any dark blues? All right, we're gonna see. I'm in Epidemic Sound right now. I'm just like, what do we got here? What do we got? That's not it. Hold on. Thanks, Heidi. I appreciate the super chat. That's not it. We just need some like old school blues. That was close. That was close. Thanks, Heidi. I appreciate it. Hey, Beanie Draws. How you doing, man? Nice to see you in here. So you did a live stream today, but not really following now. Okay, so I'm going to just start grabbing some things out of the chat right now. I've shut the forum. I've answered all the questions in the forum. I'm going to do some rapid fires. The YouTube blues. Yes, we all feel the YouTube blues. Let's do some rapid fire questions out of the chat right now. So if you got a question, just you know, question, do that, and then write your question. So it's like that. Write that. I'm going to be looking for this. So we'll do some rapid fires. Zach Talks Tech is in the house. Where is he at? Where's the man? There he is, the man, the myth, the legend, ladies and gentlemen. Zach Talks Tech. How you doing, Zach? Nice to see you in here. D, you're playing my language now. I'm actually looking at Epidemic Sound right now, looking for like you know exactly, dun, 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 one of those, right? But I can't find it. Nope. Let's see here. Not it. Question, what is your favorite hobby? Does sleeping count? Actually, no. My favorite hobby normally is traveling. I absolutely love traveling. My second favorite hobby is listening to music. I love listening to music. My third favorite hobby would be I love tinkering and just making things. Whatever it is. I love making cosplay costumes. I love just designing stuff in Photoshop or whatever. I love tinkering. All right, question. Is voice acting good to do or not good to do for your channel? Okay, so I can't tell you what is good to do on your channel. You're gonna have to make that decision for yourself. I know if you're a good voice actor, there's probably tons of people who want to learn how to voice act. Look at Mike Delgado from Booth Junkie. He's got 100,000 plus subscribers. He gets tons of views. He's built an amazing community of people who are into audio and voice acting. So check out Booth Junkie and then ask yourself if that's good or not. Question, is a hot dog a sandwich? It is not. It is not. Yep, 12 bar blues, that's all we need. Question, my Minecraft channel just hit 13,000 subscribers. Yes. How long do you think until hot dogs drown in lava sauce? You know what? There's a volcano happening right now in Iceland, just outside Reykjavik. So that could happen right now, actually. Which is funny because it's really easy to get hot dogs in Iceland. So if you're traveling through Iceland, you know, you're camping and like all the gas stations have delicious hot dogs. It's just a little travel thing there. So let's see. Booth Junkie. Yep, Booth Junkie. Let's see. D, tell me why I have 250 impressions on a video, have 25 views and only 5% view duration. So what that means is 250 people were shown your thumbnail, right? And you've got 25 views. So 25 of those people, well, give or take, actually watched the video, clicked in and watched, and only 5% view duration. So here's what happened. Of the people they showed it to, impressions, of the people who clicked, going to be your views, you got a 5% view duration because those people were not interested in the video. They either A, they thought they were getting something else, or B, you did something, said something, or showed something really early in the video where they were like, nope, I'm out. Could have just been bad audio. Maybe your audio was bad in that video. Your lighting could have been off. So that's what happened. Question, does traveling around the world uploading videos help create a bigger audience? No, not necessarily. I mean, anytime you are like, okay, there's tons of people out there with travel channels, right? You can definitely build a community if you're great at what you do, if you're helping them do stuff, if you're sharing information with them. But being a travel channel, you know, we had Walter's World in here a little bit earlier. He's got a huge travel channel, huge community. So it's not that it's going to guaranteed build you an audience. You still have to do all the right things. You still have to make topics that people are interested in. You still have to make thumbnails that get clicked. You still have to make videos that people watch a decent amount of, right? So you still have to do those things. It's not just traveling the world is going to bring more views. No, you still have to do all the things that all the rest of us have to do. You're just now a travel vlogger. And now you're competing against all the other travel vloggers who are also traveling around the world. So it's probably in your best interest to find a way to stand out so you don't get lost in the shuffle of them, right? And storytelling is going to be huge as a travel vlogger. We have a new channel member.
Super chat.
Oops.
Welcome to the Niminati.
John Smith, DM, welcome to the Niminati. Head over to my community feed on my channel. You look down for a couple of posts. You're going to see a link to a private Facebook group. Head over there, make sure you fill out that little questionnaire you got to do when you do Facebook groups. Starting next week, we're going to start doing weekly member live streams where I start, digging in on channel reviews and that sort of thing. So welcome and thank you. Let's see, question, are intros a waste of time? I believe they are. And I mentioned this a little bit earlier in the stream. If you didn't catch that part, go back and watch the replay where I showed my audience retention graph, right? So you can look at your audience retention when your intro plays and you can see if people are leaving or not. I think intros are a waste of time, especially for newer channels. If you have a larger audience, if you're known, if you're really good at editing and you understand how to hold their attention, you can get away with an intro a little bit more than someone who's trying to build that channel momentum. But for most people, those of us who are in the trenches, intros, no one's there for the intro. Literally no one is on YouTube looking for your intro. They're there for the video that they clicked on. So my advice to everybody is, unless you are a higher end creator in terms of you truly understand what your audience wants, you truly understand how to edit, how to hold their attention. Unless that's you, I would say lose the intro. Next question. What's your favorite thing to do to feel better when you got the blues? Listening to music, particularly music soundtracks. Huge Hans Zimmer fan. Like I could listen to movie soundtracks like 24 hours a day. So I love listening to movie soundtracks. I love hanging out with my girlfriend and just like watching Netflix or something like that. I love going to movies, which I haven't done in over a year. So that's really my main things. Question. Hi there. What are the role of admins? Huh? What can and can't do? Hey, what's going on in La Paz? I'm still in Mexico. I'm in Querétaro now. So El Yarb was in La Paz, Mexico, where we were staying for a while. I'm still here, man. I'm in Querétaro now. We've been here for about 6 months. So what's the role of admins? Do you mean moderators? So a moderator, if you make someone a moderator of your live chat, and those are going to be identified with people with the little blue wrench, what they can do is they can silence people or they can ban people from your channel. So if somebody's coming in here spamming, they can just delete the chat, right? The thing that they say, or they can hide them from the channel and then they're gone. Nobody's going to see them anymore. Hope you're doing well, by the way. Question, asteroids or Defender, or are you old enough? What kind of question? do you not see this gray hair? Are you kidding me? I'd say Donkey Kong, the original Donkey Kong. Yeah, I grew up playing Pong at home, like the Ataris, Commodore 64, those sorts of things. So yeah, but yeah, Defender. If I had to pick one, Defender. All right, let me see if I grab some more questions. Oops, I just missed one. Question, what's a tip when making a gaming video? Tip when making a gaming video, I'll give you a couple. Your thumbnail needs to be on fire. Your thumbnail is everything to get that click. If your thumbnail is weak, you're not getting a click. 2, when somebody clicks, you have to you have to deliver on that promise. You're telling people that there's something there. They click, man, you better pull them in immediately, right? If I click on that video and you're taking way too long to get in, I'm gone. You lost them. Study the great gamers. Look at what they're doing with their videos. Look at how quick they get into it. Look at how they're structuring their videos to get your attention as soon as you click. So those are the tips for gaming. Don't let him fool you. He's a show tunes freak. Oklahoma. Yeah, I love movie soundtracks. But I don't love I love modern movie soundtracks, right? Like I love Interstellar. I think it's amazing. I love Blade Runner. I love, the Batman stuff. I love all the Hans Zimmer stuff, John Williams, I love that stuff. I don't love Oklahoma soundtrack. I don't get into that. But anything that's kind of got the darker overtones to it, I really love that. I've been listening to A Thin Red Line, The Thin Red Line, which is it's an older movie, A Thin Red Line, Hans Zimmer, just incredible. No Oklahoma. Question. I'm flying into Orlando on Tuesday. Oh, hey, how you doing? Aloha. 3 days and then back to Honolulu. I'm trying to do 4 videos, same and different. Better to release 1 or 2 per week or do them all 4 and release again. I wouldn't stress out about that. Just whatever schedule that's going to not mess up your trip. If you can release 1 a week and go enjoy your trip. Go enjoy your trip. Don't think you need to just blurt them all out and then rush and have to make 4 more. If you're whatever your current schedule is, if you're releasing 1 or 2 a week, just keep with that schedule. John Smith.
Super Chat.
Thank you, John Smith, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Question, what is your best live stream tip for replay views? I love this. Chat keeps moving, so super chat it is. Hey, man, the chat moves really quick. Yeah, thank you. Best thing you can do for getting replay value on a live stream is to treat it like a video. Now, I don't build this live stream for replay value, so I handle it a little bit different. What I would do, and you got two different ways to do this. One, when somebody clicks in, right, the first things they should hear is what's going on in the video. That's your hook. So let's say theoretically, I did want replay value on this stream. So I wouldn't call it like a YouTuber Q&A because it's not going to have a lot of replay value. I would actually have an idea, something to talk about. So maybe my idea would be, that the title might be how to make better YouTube thumbnails. That's my title, right? Now, you've got 2 ways to go about it. One, as soon as you hit record, you can come in with your hook. Today, I'm going to show you how to make better YouTube thumbnails so you can get a higher click-through rate, which in turn is going to help you grow your channel. The software I'm using today is a free piece of software called photop.com. So everybody go ahead and open up Photop and let me show you how to do that. And then I would just get right into it and walk them through the process, right? So it plays just like a video. Now, the second way to go about this is, and Video Influencers is probably the best one, the best channel doing this. They'll have a title, they'll have their thumbnail like they would a normal video, but they'll hang out for a while. They'll start the live stream and they'll hang out, they'll welcome people, they'll talk about different things, but then they tell everybody, okay, we're going to start the video now. And then when the video starts, hey, today I'm going to show you how to get a better click-through rate by making better YouTube thumbnails so you can get more views and grow your YouTube channel. Then what they do is, after the live stream is over, after everything is processed, they go in and use the YouTube editor, right, the built-in editor, and they trim off the beginning of that video. So when someone clicks, it starts with the hook, just like a normal video. But what happens is, anytime you trim your video, just know you're going to lose the chat. The chat is going to disappear when you trim your video, when you trim your live stream, sorry, and then it's going to look just like any other normal video. So that's how I'd go about making a live stream for replay value. What you don't want to do for replay value is when somebody clicks on the video or somebody clicks on your thumbnail, you've got 10 minutes of welcoming people to your stream. You're talking about this and that. There's awkward dead silence. That's going to be a killer. That's not going to work for replay value. So think about it in terms of when somebody clicks, you open with a hook and you give them what they came for. You give them what they click for, right? If that means you've got to trim off the beginning of that where you did hang out, where you did welcome everybody, then that's what you got to do. Question, do live streams count towards view out? Yeah, they do. Absolutely. Live streams count towards views, watch time, all of that stuff. This is gold. Did not know this. I'm happy to be of service. Question, if my mods block someone from my channel, can I unblock it later? How would I know if the mods block someone? That's a good question. So inside of YouTube Studio, if you go to community, right? Go into YouTube Studio, go into the community tab over in the far left down towards the bottom. One of those tabs in there, you're going to see a whole area of people who've been blocked from your channel, who've been hidden from your channel. You can unhide them. You can unhide them. So, you know, you can go in there after every live stream, or you can just go back and watch the replay. You'll see that the mods silence someone. But the easiest way is go into YouTube Studio. If you're doing it on a phone, put your browser. I use the Chrome browser, put it in desktop mode, go into YouTube Studio that way, pinch and zoom, and go through that way. All right, let's see here. That's what I'm talking about. Yep, right there. Go into settings, then go into community. Boom. Golf Coast Granny.
Super chat.
Thank you so much for the super chat. So Architectural Sheet Metal 101 says shorts do not count towards your watch time. Yeah, so I want to clarify this. There's a lot of confusion here because it is confusing. Okay, if your YouTube short goes in the short shelf, any views, any watch time it builds, or any watch time it gets while it's in the short shelf does not count towards monetization while it's in the short shelf. However, that video can also live outside the short shelf. Your subscribers can see it. It can end up getting search traffic or recommended traffic, whatever. Those views do count towards watch traffic. So only while it's in the short shelf does the watch time not count towards monetization. And they just way overcomplicated that, by the way. Sammy Superstar, thank you, sir.
Super chat.
Question, I'm going to be interviewing Renee Ritchie about the new M1 Max. Do you think the subject will be good? Yeah, I mean, first of all, yeah, I would just, I would title it something like, you know, should you buy the M1 Mac? Or however you want to frame it. 5 reasons to buy, or 10 reasons to buy the new M1 Mac. Whatever it is, run it by Renee, figure out what he wants to talk about. But instead of just saying like, Renee Ritchie discusses the M1 Mac, make a more compelling title that if someone sees that and they're thinking about buying the M1 Mac, you know, why you want the M1 Mac, why the M1 Mac is the best computer of 2021, or whatever, however you want to frame that, you know. The M1, you know, why the M1 Mac is supreme, why the M1 Mac is superior, whatever. You have to get creative with that. And then at the end of that, with Renee Ritchie. And of course, put him in your thumbnail so people who know him can identify him with his face. But I think it's a great topic. I'm drooling over them. Yeah, I've got one. I've got a Mac Mini over here. I absolutely love it. You get that. Perfect. My husband loves Renee. I have no clue. Yeah, Renee's awesome. Another Canadian. Amazing dude. Yeah, Renee will make it good. Yeah, the man does no wrong. Savvy Tech Tips. Question, are you cheating on TubeBuddy with vidIQ? Nice podcast with him. Actually, no. I use all 3 tools. I use TubeBuddy, I use vidIQ, and I use Morning Fame. I use all 3 tools. You know, use the tools that you think work best for you. But yeah, it's a fantastic podcast. If you guys are into podcast, I think I did a retweet of that. I've also shared it on my community feed. So if you guys want to listen to podcasts, we talk about short form content. We talk about YouTube Shorts. We talk about making content with your phone. So if you're into podcast, I think I've got it linked to my community feed. Question, how to get regular YouTube Shorts views. Some Shorts boost up and some do not. Video performance, right? People had this idea that Shorts magically are going to get views just because they're Shorts and because a lot of people are getting views. Shorts are just short videos, and they're really no different than your other videos. Your other videos get views based on performance. Shorts are the same way. If people, even if it's 2 people, respond positively to your short, there's a good chance more people are going to be shown your short, and so on and so forth. And it might end up in the short shelf. And if it performs well, it might stay in there for a while, but it will eventually come out of the short shelf. So it's always, always, always about performance on YouTube. Performance with your click-through rate, performance with how long people are actually watching your video. It was a great podcast. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. The Mac M1 Minis on my list. Yeah, I've got the maxed out version. I've got the terabyte. It's maxed out, 16 gigabytes, 1 terabyte, I think it is. I've got it set up for music production. Fantastic machine, fantastic. There is some problems with the new M1. Not everything's compatible with it yet. That's going to be fixed. So for music, I'm finding, and Sammy probably knows about this too, there's certain plugins that aren't compatible with the M1 yet. There's certain things that are glitchy and buggy, but overall, really happy with it. It's a beast. It's an absolute beast. All right, let's see. What else do I got? Question, what's the best free editing app for PC? For gamers, okay, forget the fact that it's for gamers. The best free editing app on a PC is going to be DaVinci Resolve. They've got a free version, super powerful. And I think, what do I got here? I wonder why it takes the comments away if you trim. Okay, so you're talking about the live streams. I don't know why they do that, and we all complain about that. If you trim your live streams, the entire chat disappears. Hopefully they'll fix that sometime in the future, but that's been a problem for as long as we've been able to trim our live streams. I don't know. I like watching. Anytime I watch a replay, I love seeing the chat. So, but you have the option. You could just come in guns a-blazing with your hook and just get right into it. So you can do that. And on that note, I want to thank everybody for hanging out today. And you know what? Pause. No. So we've got technically Krish Takey from India. Listen, man, I just want to say on a personal note, my heart goes out to you guys in India right now. I know you're getting absolutely just ravished with COVID right now. So my heart goes out to you guys. And on that note, I hate to end it on a somber note, but if you guys don't know what's happening in India, they're having a really bad time right now. So thank you so much for the awesome questions. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the thumbs up. If you haven't given us a thumbs up just yet, go do it right now on the way out. I will catch you guys next Sunday, same time, same place, same channel. And I hope you guys have an awesome week. I'll catch you then. Have a good one. I'm going to play it out to this one. Catch you next week.